That's Indy's Best Towing over there. Take care of things should they be needed. Hopefully they won't be needed all night long, but I'm going to bet you they're ready to go. Get us covered here at the Speedrome like they have you covered here in central Indiana. Well, he actually gets to come out on the track there for a little bit and not put him to work. Waiting for final word from race control. Get this hot lap session underway. INX Legends, you are up first. You are up first. We are live worldwide on the Facebook, live as well on the YouTube, and live worldwide, coast to coast, pole to pole on Speedrome.tv. Glad to have you on board with us, folks. Tori Styles flying solo for the moment up here in the booth and on the air. Glad to have you with us as we're getting ready to knock out some hot laps. Busy night here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Busy schedule of racing. INX Legends on board for some preliminaries plus a 54-lap feature of a traditional race got rained out previous. Now, of course, we've also got the factory front-wheel drive doing a little roundy-round action. Our mini Outlaws are on the tap tonight, oval and figure eight racing. Of course, everything capped by that 150-lap Jake's 150, the traditional race here. Been going on here the past couple decades now at the Indianapolis Speedrome. All this courtesy of our good friends over at the Reddy Skillman Northeast GMC. This will be the one over on East Washington Street, 7550 East Washington, 7550 East Washington, right there on Washington 465, right by the southbound off-ramp. Check out our good friends down there. Full line of coverage there for all manner of cars, used and new. But you take care, plenty of good service and all the other good stuff. Give them a call for what you may need in your automotive needs. We thank you very much for being on board as our corporate sponsor here in 2026. Out on the track right now, going to have the blue number 14 machine of Quentin White just crossing the stripe. Also going to be joined by number 81 of Landon Hoffman. Saw him out there with his grandfather walking the track earlier. Casey White in the blue number 41 and 15 of Tiny Timmy Skinner. Got the 56 of Aiden Roth returning to action. Still got that door replaced. Come on, Aiden. The 33 of Colin Dickey. 53 machine ready to go. That's part of that Yay Buddy crew. That is Zachary Brady. Cody Bullock is back on board and is number 1. Dylan Kudupler returns to the 55. And one more stray. Oh, the 3 machine. This should be exciting here tonight, says Kevin Brooks doing double duty. He'll be planning on going 54 laps in his legend car as well as 150 laps in his figure 8 car. Could be interesting. Polk Brothers Auto Care right off the backstretch. If you need your stuff for your legend car at tonight's event or all through the year, or maybe just need regular service work, folks over at Polk Brothers got you covered right off the backstretch. They didn't have a speed run. Well, you folks who came in on that gate got a chance to check that out. They covered you all week long, though, for your service on your regular car, as well as everything you need for Go Speedrome Racing, from legend car and fast cart, junior fast cart, senior fast cart, other fast cart parts and pieces and advice. And, of course, the mini Outlaws on board, as well as plenty of other stuff with the Outlaw figure 8 cars. Who's a lot are going to be with us here tonight, a longtime sponsor of racing and activities out here in the central Indiana area. So I'll be running to their sponsor of our Victory Lane here the last couple seasons. They have a special tent set up there outside of turn 3 that you might want to check that out. And let's see who's live with us here on the Peanut Gallery. Let me get mine fired up, folks. Give me a second. And we are live on the Facebook. And Dan Shue, of course, checking out. Beautiful race day. It is indeed. Erica Redmond, you should be here. That's for sure. Wayne Mason and Sonia Catron checking in as well. Wayne Mason's got been working a little extra hard these days, I think. But fine to have you. Cassie Downey, saw your man pulling in. He's not doing too bad out there. Glad to have folks in the Peanut Gallery on board as we're getting ready for a busy, busy, busy night of racing. You want to see it in person, but if you can't, share with us right here for the practice and follow us on Speedrome.tv for all the hot lap action. Kevin Brooks so far, my fastest cat, at 13.645, 13.645 in his number 3 Legend car. Not right behind him is going to be Landon Hoffman, a little youngster there, third-generation driver in the 81H in black, 13.831 for Hoffman, second quick so far. Plenty of Legend cars in attendance, Sonia Catching. I'll come on down and check that out as they've got a full field of Legend cars. What are we up to last time I checked here? Come here, use. So far checked in 30 of the Legend cars, 16 of the factory front-wheel drive, 16 Outlaws. We've got more coming. We know that already. 12 of the mini Outlaws. We've got more of those coming. So nice full card of racer cars already in the pits. Folks in the stands here, don't forget we've got the Hoosier Lottery there outside turn 3. And Don the T-shirt man, is outside of turn number 1, located behind the main grandstand. He's got some brand new shirts for you, brand new shirts available. Also check out the hats. He's got some brand new Outlaw figure 8 hats as well. All sorts of other goodies, a lot of driver paraphernalia and memorabilia. Check him out. He's behind the main grandstand. Pop on down, get you a cold Coca-Cola and cool T-shirt. Check out the sale rack. Weather should be real nice to us, but if you think you might need a hoodie for later, he's got you covered on that as well as the long sleeve jerseys. So take a peek, see what you think. More of the Legend cars coming out. Brooks does end up with the fastest lap so far recorded, 13.645, 3.645. Going to have a couple new faces to check into. The 6 machine of Jagger Parker made the drive back north once again out of Kentucky. Nathan Franklin returns in the 87. Number 19, oh man, the legend himself, John Robbins, be out in action once again. The 1A of Logan Anderson. 84 of your current points leader and many-time champion in the Legend car division here at the Speedrome. That is Xavier King. Kristen Hammer, who's out walking the track over with her dad in the number 4. Elvin Acree is going to try it again in the number 7. Michael Crafton made the trip up there from Tennessee. Welcome back, sir. Sir Michael is with us in the 9C machine in white and blue. And right behind him, going to have Corey Adams, former champion of the division, in number 59. And who'd I miss? 77. Let's see. Nope, that's Acree's number 7. Okay. Real cool. 77B of Brandon Acree. Now, let's see. Make sure we get all my Acrees correct. And I think we're on the straight and narrow. Sherborg. I think we're coming on out. Good friends at Shelbyville Auto Parts on board with the Speedrome here for our stock division. They had a night of racing last night, crowned a new winner. In that division last night, did some round-around racing for a 25-lap feature. Shannon Matz and all the folks there at Shelbyville Auto Parts, part of the Speedrome family for several years now. Glad to have them again, sponsor of our stock division. They got you covered for everything you might need out there in Shelby County in the way of used parts. Place to take your scrap and your used cars. Right there in town. You're going to see them on side of several cars here tonight, as they're also a regular sponsors of events. So appreciate the folks at SAP, Shelbyville Auto Parts, being with us. One spun out on the backstretch. I believe that's going to be the 77, the 7 machine in orange, I should say. Let's see, we've got a 7 and a 77B. Let me see what's going on here with my... There we go. Okay, the 7 is going to be in the white with blue, and the 77B is the old pumpkin car. The 77B is in orange and black. So, plane 7 is Elvin Acree, and the 77B is Brandon Acree. So the Acree boys in action. A little reminder, if you're going to be in the stands here tonight, don't forget, if you get that My Race Pass, get the audio feed on the deluxe version and get your earbuds out. Listen to the PA direct to your ears. Brooks still my fast cat, 13.645, but Michael Crafton, one of the invaders, picked up second quick at a 13.708. King, third quick, 13.726 in the number 84 ride. Logan Anderson and Landon Hoffman rounding out my top 5 so far in speed. As we've had 20 cars so far take hot laps in this practice session. Next Saturday night, you folks at home, make sure you Get your calendars marked next Saturday night. Fireworks here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Speedrome Fireworks Program next Saturday night, courtesy of our good friends at Circle City Pyrotechnics. They've been providing fantastic, affordable fireworks displays since 1996, and the regular displays here at the Speedrome we're using is a little bit of pizzazz for a lot of our programs, as well as our annual fireworks program, and that will be next Saturday night. So make sure you come on out here next Saturday for the big fireworks program. Of course, we always do a lot of area work as well as a lot of stuff on the ground itself, something we have a luxury of doing here at the track. And we want to thank our good friends over at the Circle City Pyrotechnics to make that all possible. They, of course, sponsor our Junior Fast Kart division as well, and some good friends of the racetrack and the racing world. Another wave of these legend cars coming out. Had at least 30 already checked in. We should have more than that on hand. Braylon Eder leads the way in number 51. He's a former champion in that Junior Fast Kart division. Followed by number 20. I don't think it's a John Hacker 20. It is a Sean Parker 20. Another one of the fellas came from down south back with us here for Drake's run. Mark Colclusser is back in action. Arcana, Ohio, and I missed one. Oh, the 85 of Garrett Fox has a legend car tonight, I do believe. Have not seen the number 9 of Vanover for a while. Glad to have him back on board. Got Colonel Klesser, of course, have to have Lieutenant Bryce in the 82 machine. Bryce Klesser also on board. Klesser having some issues there, keeping the handle on that car as he wants to drift up high. Fox is 85. V of Vanover. Welcome back, sir. Kenny Hacker's number 8 also out on the track in this session, as well as the 26 Tyler Lawton. 84 of Jack Receiver made the drive up. And John Hacker returns as well in his number 2. So got a couple guys back in action, local. Factory front wheel drives, next up. Factory front wheel drives next up. One way auto parts. Factory front wheel drives. One Way Auto Parts, Factory front wheel drives out for some hot laps now. Wrapped up that session with the Legend cars. Check them out at 3401 East New York Street. They've been there for quite a few years, right by the bridge everybody runs into. But 3401 East New York Street for One Way Auto Parts. Becky and family, longtime sponsors and friends of the racing activities, especially when we have the fun with things like the grocery getters. And look for that coming up in the schedule. Keep an eye at speedrome.com for that update. It's kind of, Dylan Dupler, double duty for Dylan Dupler in the 55 machine, the museum piece ready to roll for us. We turn to Jaden Steele, and he's going to have the Jacob Dietz Fire Protection Company sponsorship going for us. Good friends at Jacob Dietz Fire Protection. Whether it comes to your home or business, fire safety should be a top priority. That's why Jacob Dietz of Indianapolis provides fire safety for you. And we need to make them the official sponsor of the Jaden Steele number 13 factory front wheel drive. Out on the track, going to have 6'7" of Zach Hall, ready to put some laps in. Steele's number 13, Ezekiel No. Boy, he's having a great time right now. Second in points for No in the 57. Brayton Laster out in the 06. Eddie Snap leads the points coming into this one in the number 21. Duper, we mentioned already. Nathan Admire Dalton also on board the 95. And Donald Van Valkenburg, the second in the number 13V, making an appearance. So a couple faces we don't see all the time coming out to play with us here today. Appreciate you folks being on board with the Facebook. Let's see, I had a chance to peek in on you there for a sec. Jaden Steele, a fast cat so far, 15.111. 15.111 for Jaden Steele. Zach Hall in the 6'7", 15.310 for the second quick. Yep, and happy Father's Day to everybody, including all the grandfathers like Steve Reidner out there checking things out. Lexi Parson cheering on Jordan Hahn, who'll be doing the duty in the Legend Cars. They're doing the rounds with the Stalkers last night. Mike Heimel himself saying hello once again. And Michael, I've already warned everybody about how they got to sit down over there in the family section. What Leslie will do to them if they're caught smoking over there. No changes on my Speed Demons out there on the track. Everybody working in some little practice laps. Morse standing ready at the gate. Matt Bray shouting in, cheering on, looking for Jeffrey Shackford. Shackford coming in here, one of 6 drivers with 3 wins in the Jakes 150. No one has won 4 yet, but Shackford has won the last 4 in a row. So, again, I think where things are at. Grandpa Steve Reidner saying, hey, again, congratulations, Steve Reidner and company. All the fathers out there, grandfathers and the like, and those who have to be a father. Appreciate you all being on board here at the Speedrome today. Again, don't forget a couple special ones going on. Of course, we're going to have the usual concession stands around underneath the main grandstand down at the south end over there, the Sweet Shack over there outside of Turn 4. But also our guests from the Hoosier Lottery got a special booth set up outside of Turn 3 of the Oval. And then T-Shirt Dandy Don is out there with your T-shirt needs and jackets and sweatshirts, hats, caps, and memorabilia, earplugs, that sort of thing, outside of Turn 4 behind the main grandstand. Holy cow! Figure 8 action out here for the factory front wheel drives, which, of course, is on the schedule later on. Out on the group, this one going to include Travis Harmon's number 94, Jessica Bush out in the teal number 51. Jalen Summers in the number 41, having a great little start to his career as a factory front wheel drive driver. 23 of Kyle Downey. Not sure which of the 07C. It should be Kimmy Gregg back in action with the 33. And Lily Drago 09, one of the graduates from the junior fast car division. Speaking of fast cars, our good friends Hickey Marks and Kreider on board in 2026, sponsors of the senior fast cars. Boy, they had a wild, crazy night of fast car activity last night. But when things get a little too crazy in your world, though, the good people at Henry Marks and Kreider can take care of your needs. They specialize in things like your Social Security, disability, and your injury. So give them a call there, Henry Marks and Kreider. Give them a click at HenkeLawFirm.com. Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate, please. Mini Outlaw cars, the on-track gate. Mini Outlaw cars, the on-track gate. Mini Outlaw cars, the on-track gate, please. Move the Mini Outlaw cars to the on-track gate. The Browns Oil Service, sponsors of the Mini Outlaw division and official fuel provider here at the Indianapolis Speedrome, their Sunoco Racing Fuel. They also take care of you and your corporate needs, giving fuel deliveries and other petroleum products to your job site, to your work site. So keep that in mind. Our good friends at Brown's Oil Service on board once again. We'll have these Mini Outlaws here in just a moment. Kimmy Graves got my fastest lap now, down to 14.896. Oh, man, topped it out by about two and a half tenths of a second better than the next up. Kimmy Gregg's number 33. Steele still second quick now at a 15.111. Travis Harmon, Zach Hall, and Eddie Snap the fourth, all from the earlier session. And just a heads up, we got James Rogers back in action in the 07, and Timmy Smith. I believe that's the youngest of the Timmy Smiths in the 27, going in as a 27T for those of you playing the home game. So now we keep that one straight. Mini Outlaws, Mini Outlaws, Mini Outlaws to the gate, please. Mini Outlaws to the gate, Mini Outlaws to the gate. Oval practice for you guys. Outlaw figure 8 cars, you'll be up after the minis. Outlaw figure 8 cars, you'll be up after the minis. And then back to the top of the batting order. So Outlaw figure 8 cars, mount up, get ready to roll. Chance for some of these folks to see who all came to play here tonight. Got a couple of folks we haven't seen for a bit and a couple we haven't seen at all. Glad to have one good friend of the Speedrome back in action, as well as another returning who's already been competed here this year. But getting ready for that one. Again, the Outlaws will be qualifying. We'll be qualifying here, and we'll be carrying that qualifications live on the free Facebook feed. So keep that in mind, Steve Arnold. That will be live on the free Facebook feed. Have a new division we started here at the Speedrome here in 2026 called the Young Guns. They race in those Ford division cars. Same rule book as all the other Ford racing groups you have basically in the area, including what we run here at the Speedrome on a regular basis. And the kids, though, are 11 to 15 years of age. They're sponsored by our good friends over at Elite Outdoor Services. They do custom concrete work, whether for your home or your business, for your driveway, where you might need them. And we proudly thank them for being on board. Asphalt seal coating and more from the good friends at Elite Outdoor Services. Mini Outlaws to the track, please. Mini Outlaws to the track, Mini Outlaws to the track, and one. Have trouble keeping her running now. Newest division from the ground up here. In fact, we introduced this at the 3-hour a few years ago. It is a car based upon, obviously, by appearance on our Outlaw figure 8 cars, but built around a purpose-built frame from the ground up and powered by a power plant similar to what run in a Legend car. So it's actually a very, very well-known power plant and operation. Plenty of parts and catalogs all over for those. And to bring out the Indy's Best towing truck to get Summers' machine off the track. Having a lot of fun with these Outlaw figure 8 cars the last couple of years and watching the expansion of that division. Very, very exciting. See what's happening. They've basically branched off in their own little group. They have a Speedrome Championship as well as their own Series Championship just for the Mini Outlaw cars. Running on tracks all over. Can do on the Salem Speedway. Had a very successful outing at Sportstrome, Jeffersonville Sportstrome not too long ago. Anderson Speedway as well. So looking forward to a lot more exciting fun from these Mini Outlaw cars. And then making their way out here gradually, get them out on the track. Looks like the Underwood number 20 machine Got to watch the kid pick up another trophy here last night in his junior fast kart. Dad's still trying to find one of those little shiny things for his mantle shelf. Dad. Let's see which one of the Norton's going to have in the 43. 49, I should say. Usually it's the RJ Senior. And Steve Vickers in the 49. Rodney Smith in the 4. Ray Hobson in his number 28. Raiden Eversole in his 00. So Vickers ready to go in his number 49. I want to thank our good friends over at Southern Indiana Barns for another season. Teaming up with them, I know we're going to have some of the Southern Indiana Barns crew out here tonight for this event as they can make the drive up north. Got you taken care of for all your outdoor building needs. Storage sheds, metal garages, playhouses, tiny home shells. They have it all. And several of the structures you see here on the Speedrome grounds came from Indiana, Southern Indiana Barns. Give them a call, 317-709-1202, 1202. See what you need for your yard, for your field. And on the round around so far, Ray Hobson's my fast cat, but check out the times here. 13.338 for Hobson's up. Smith just eclipsed it, 13.188. Ray Hobson back down to a 13.263. Vickers in the 49 to 13.360, his very first lap. In fact, he's actually been going slower since then. Again, these cars running the same power plant you see. Oh, also got Joseph Sells, number 66. Didn't mean to short you there, Joe. Regular in the pits at Mount Lawn Speedway. Picked up one of these cars in the off season. Been having some fun, getting the hang of it. Still not comfortable on the 8, but still out there doing his part. Glad to have him on board, part of the family. Rodney Smith now putting a bit of a tear on it. Squeezing around a pack of them. Smith 13.186. Vickers still has not improved on his 13.360. He's been kind of hung up behind some other folks. He can't get some open sailing out there in that number 49 machine. We're Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. Your hot laps up. Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. Start making your way to the on-track gate, please. Hoosier Lottery on board with us here at the racetrack in person outside turn number 3. We'll come on down, try your luck, pick up a card, do a little scratch in action. Hoosier Lottery with us here at the track outside of turn 3. And over the years, they've contributed over $8 billion to local firefighter pensions, teachers' retirement funds, and the like. We thank them for being on board. Also been regular sponsors of racing events. They sponsor our victory lane here at Hoosier Lottery. Glad to have them come out and check us out. Another session on this one's going to include Tanner Mullis, new kid on the block in the red number 21 machine. Basically, never raced anything until he started doing this, and he's already racing the figure 8, and he's not even got a driver's license yet, as I recall. Double check, see who's going to be in the 96 tonight. Usually have a special guest star in that one, as Alex Phillips had been driving it. And a couple other folks behind the wheel, including our own Jillian Lopato. 85 of Garrett Fox got himself a couple wins already. Jackson Navarro's number 22. Seen the checkers more than once. There you go. Chelsea Pearson cheering on Jackson right now. Shane Fox checking in. Hey, Shane, I don't know what's up here, but look for your dad out here. Get a car and be on back here joining us once again. Got Michael Cherry come up from Florida to join us here in this run, so we're curious to see how that goes for him tonight. We're missing also the 51 of Jessica Bush out on the track, the black with the teal color to match her car colors. Ryan Krugler back out in his number 19. It looks like it may be Alex Phillips back behind the wheel of his number 96. And Joe Hargraves peeking in on what's going on out here. There's Little Leland picking up one for the Hargraves family last night, Friday night racing action. Our good friend Sunbelt Rentals going to put them to work here for the 3 hour most likely. You know, the camera platform or two out of those good people there, but they got you covered at your place of business. They sponsor our flag stand hospitality suite. They also can take care of you. Need some work done at the place of business, doing some overhead work, some doing lift action, that sort of thing. Good friends at Sunbelt Rentals got all manner of equipment. Leaves out to you and your company to get things taken care of. Of course, every week here lately, especially as part of our YouTube program, we run our Back 9 Golf and Entertainment Highlight of the Week. And I've already had one fellow on the track mentioned here. In fact, who's got apparently a pretty good field fan club out there. That's Jaden Steele making the highlights tape there. Unfortunately, not the way he'd like to. But, hey, when you're hot, you're hot. But he's back in action here tonight. But I do thank folks at Back 9 Golf for being on board and being part of the sponsorship programs we have out here. You can go check them out for a fun evening or day of live music. Of course, plenty of golf, plenty of festive food and drink available to make it your business destination. Variety of outings available there with our good friends at Back 9 Golf. Shane Fox, give me a heads up now on motorcycle accident. God dag nabbit. Had a chat with a couple of my junior fast car people doing that two-wheel stuff as the Outlaws getting ready to come on out. Outlaw figure eight cars making their way out. Doug Riddle leading the pack in his number 21. Michael Cherry, ladies and gentlemen, making the trip up from Florida in the 117. So there you go, Shane. Got Michael Cherry, the 117. Basically, he's raced here before, but always as part of the World Championship 3-hour figure endurance events. First time to come out for one of these special runs. Dennis Sloan's number 15. Anthony Sloan's number 32. And Ben Limbaugh back out in his number 37. Number 27, glad to see him back out on the track. He's had a couple of crack-ups here in 2026. And whenever he wrecks, of course, our good friends at Indy's Best Towing to have the job of getting him picked up and out of the way. Whenever you're under stress, call the best. Indy's Best. 317-446-5655. Hughes family on board for a lot of the racing activities we do out here, both as participants as well as part of the support team getting the broken cars hauled off. Christopher Gray's number 27 goes across the strike. Let's try to get some lap times and see where people are at. We always talk about the sweet spot of a 17.7 second lap. Get down in that 17.7 second range. You pretty much got a chance at being able to do some stuff done, but you have to be able to run that speed and run comfortably at that. My good friends there from Hannah's Records Parts and Recycling on the phone just earlier checking in. He's out doing some runs there for our good friends over at Skillman on East Washington, Skillman Northeast Buick GMC. Getting the job taken care of. Our friend Kelly over in the used car division over there at Skillman. get things directed. I want to thank Todd Amos being out at work there for the folks with the Hannah's Record Parts Recycling. Your full service there, recycling yard, whether you drive in with a handful or pull in with a whole record full. We've got you covered out there at Hannah's. 3501 West Kelly Street, southwest side of Indianapolis. You can also check us out at our other satellites for all the wrecking services, emergency services, and the like. The A Towing in Greenwood, Graham's in Whiteland. Our friends at West Towing in Columbus, and the good people at Coomer's Record Service down in Seymour, all part of the Hannah's family. Michael Cherry is my fastest of the cars. Hot track and not exactly the best of speeds, 18.127 that last time by for Cherry in the 117 machine. That's an old Doug Gregg car, so the story goes, and Cherry trying to put it through the paces. Second quick is Christopher Gray at 18.264. And Ben Lambach is 18.4. So everybody out there is still well out of the range they need to be racing in to be competitive and ready to go for tonight's Jake's 150. Standing ready at all times are the good friends there with the Speedrome Ambulance Service, and that is our good friends over at K&R Medical Supplies. They specialize in repair, maintenance, and calibration of medical equipment, but they also provide equipment, technicians, and like we use here at the racetrack. So we do appreciate K&R very, very much, being very much a dear part of our Speedrome family. Makes these races and these events possible. Cherry's still the fastest, get it down to an 18.034. He's got to knock about another 0.3 off to be truly competitive with where he needs to be. Made the long trip out there, got a couple of hot laps in yesterday before the racing events. Actually had his son Maverick out there driving a race car for a little bit. Things did not go well for Maverick right off the bat, but we welcome Michael Cherry and the whole family with us here at the Speedrome. More of the Outlaws still to come, more out of the Outlaws still to come. Getting ready for another session. Get about 10 laps each for these guys, get things worked in. Shake off the cobwebs and the like. Also a chance to catch a good, we can see a lot of the information that you can get that you need tonight available at My Race Pass. That application you can get on your smart device, useful for keeping track of the races, wherever you may be. But also, it has a special function that you can actually listen directly to your Speedrome audio, your pit announcers, your track announcers, through that application. As Jeremy Wall, the number 15, made the drive out from Colorado, came to play with us here tonight, out on the track. A return visit for him. Norman out in the 55. Or R.J. Norton. Oh, R.J. Norton. I missed that one. I thought it was a couple going for that blue and fluorescent paint scheme. Now I just got to figure out. That is R.J. Norton, the junior, going for it, trying to get his fourth Jake's 150 event. Be the first to do that. Dylan Douthit did the number 21. Chad Sizemore in the silver, number 91 now, foregoing the pink. And they are putting the R.J. Norton Jr. on the 69. So
hi, Tori.
I got lonely up here without you.
Well, I thought I'd come up and visit. Yes, it is R.J. Norton Jr. in the 69.
There you go.
They had trouble with their engine last weekend up at Anderson, so today they've spent all day putting the motor in, and he just got here maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. So, as you mentioned, he was the first two-time winner and the first three-time winner of the Jake's 150, looking to become the four-time winner.
It's been kind of it'll be interesting to see how well he does. He's been obviously, he's older than dirt. Like joking around, but. Here's how he does. Another fellow we're glad to see on board with us. Race Loving returns in the silver and green number 15 machine, blue numbers. Race Loving is son of Robbie and great nephew of Frank. I believe he brought our friend Jeremy Miller and some of that clan up there from the Michigander squad. So glad to have him back on board. Race Loving back out on Speedrome track in number 15. And former champion of the division, number 12 of Mike Riddle Jr. In fact, let's just see, was him just doing the 7? Yep. Riddle, the first one to get down in that sweet section. That is that 17.7 range. Riddle in the 12 machine. First one to get down into there in the 17.788 last time by. 17.8 that one. So the track's a couple of guys starting to find the speed they need to be.
I heard you talking about that earlier in that first group when I walked up here, and Michael Cherry this afternoon during his track rental had a brand new set of tires on, and he was running in the 5s.
Oh,
so being the first time he'd been up here on these little tires, so I think he's going to be one to be reckoned with here throughout the evening. And
track is definitely hot right now, but very clean.
Yeah, even though it's not the outside temperature is not like super summer hot, the sun's been bearing down it all day long.
Yep, just a mild bit of cloud cover right there, so it's definitely warmed up the track. But now we are starting to see a little bit of speed out of these guys.
Some of these guys, the majority of them had the week off last week, so they've been having a chance to work on their cars, get them prepped up here for a big event like the Jake's 150. And as you mentioned, some of the travelers coming in to join us for this. We've got Jeremy Wall from Colorado, Race Loving from Michigan, Michael Cherry from Florida, Jacob Robertson from Kentucky, just to name a few of the guys in here.
Oh, that's true. That is wrong 91, isn't it? I didn't even double check there. That's Jake Robertson. I'm sitting there automatically thinking that is Chad going back to one of his old silvers, but no, that is the Jake Robertson. I apologize, fans there from down south. Had the 91. I forgot that Robertson picked up the silver car, and now he's out there.
Yeah, Robertson, the current modified figure 8 points leader down at Speedrome Speedway. His division, luckily for us, has the week off, so he's able to sneak up here.
I think one of the stories we're going to have to figure out here. Now, I'm not sure what Mike Riddle's time just kind of disappeared, but I got Race Loving at a 17.664. I got Jeremy Wall at 17.978. Cherry now shown to 18.034. Douth at 0.67. Mike Riddle down to an 18.130. I'm not 130. Not sure what went on there. Maybe they had to fix a transponder issue or what. But Loving now showing as having the fastest lap of 17.664. Sweet.
Yeah, and something that we're not going to know or be privy to really is they've got their tires out of impound now. Mm-hmm. But they've got 2 practice sessions, so it's a question of whether some guys will have them on now or wait till the second practice session, so we won't know that. But then the second practice session will go immediately from practice to qualifying, so I'm assuming that some of them will run them in the second session, so that way they can go straight to qualifying with the hot tires.
Spot any stickers left on some of these. Got Mark Tunney's number 3 machine out on the track, as well as these Kevin Brooks number 3, the 2 of Swinford, the 5 of Ben Tunney for the Polk Brothers squad. Daniel Norman's number 55 makes it to the track. I have to make sure to keep him straight from R.J. Norton here all night long. And Jack Dawsey, the legend himself there, the Hall of Famer Jack Dawsey Jr. out on the track in his number 20 machine. And Dawsey, the interesting little stat you found out that our 6 drivers that have won 3 of these Jake's 150s, Jack Dawsey not one of them.
No, he does have a win, though, in the race. Of course, he's missed the last chunk of years during Jake's 150s as he'd stepped away from racing for a while, but good to have him back. Looking to get that second Jake's 150 win. Jack was the winner back in 2009.
Peanut Gallery getting busy out there. Appreciate them coming on board. Check out our good friends over at O'Reilly Auto Parts when you get the chance.
O'Reilly?
O'Reilly, industry-leading auto parts retailer, providing automotive aftermarket parts, tools, supplies, equipment, and all the other goodies you may need to stuff your little mechanic stocking. Go check them out. They got you covered at O'ReillyAuto.com for more details.
I figured since you read it this time, it was my turn to sing.
It was your turn to do the O's, yep. Kevin Brooks, Fast Cat, 17.588. Race Loving still holds second at 17.664. Mark Tunney still trying to get there. He's in the sweet spot, 17.796. And let's see, Brooks just did a 17.588. No, he didn't. He did 8 and change. Mark, 17 up. They are not setting the world on fire out on the track right now.
Yeah, like I say, it might be the situation where this first practice, everyone is still on their old scuffed-up tires.
So.
And the second practice leads directly into qualifying, so I think the majority of those folks will use that opportunity to scuff those in and get them hot and go directly to the qualifying line.
But
So
Loving could be one of our, we talk about, surprise guests out there. Loving, well, there you go. Daniel Norman just did him 17.6 and change. Dawson in the 17.7 range.
Yeah, Loving got down here a day early as well, and he had a track rental yesterday, and he seemed pleased at the end of it. So
I think so.
They've worked some things out with that ride. I know they had mechanical issues the last time they were down here, and I think they've solved all those problems. And we talked about all the knowledge in his pit area with his dad, Robbie, and Jeremy the Frog Miller also in his pit area helping out.
And of course, getting into the pits, take care of our good friends over at Pit Pay. You can check that out for online pit passes at the Indianapolis Speedrome and other places. You can put an app on your phone, get your passes paid for while still sitting in your easy chair the night before. They got you covered over at the Pit Pay. Check out that app as well as the app for the Take It Haas. Some of these big races coming up. You want to take a chance to beat the line at the gate there. Just hop on board your Ticket Haas application and buy your tickets through there. Skip the ticket booth and come on in with the little sign off your phone there, the Ticket Haas app. Brooks, Norman, 17.599. Here we go. Let's see. Did Dawsey find him a little something extra? What did we get on that last bonsai run by Daniel Norman was only 17.750. He did a good hit at 17.599 earlier.
I think his bonsai was quick going in there, but I don't think he was as tight to the marker like some of those other guys do, so that might have cost him a little bit there as well.
So let's see, who's in the 17.7, the sweet range so far? It's Brooks in the 3 machine, the black 3. Norman's 55, 17.5 on that one. 17.6 for Loving in the 15. 17.7s for Dawsey in the 20. Ben Tunney in the 5. Mark Tunney in the 3T. Those guys in the 17.7 range. Everybody else 17.9 and up.
And the good cars just keep coming, Tori.
Now then, I suppose, is it going to be Chad in the 111 then?
No, that is R.J. Norton the 3rd.
That is Norton 3 in the 111. Okay. Never know.
Yep. I think he's actually going to be in this car pretty much most of the rest of the year.
It was a bit
as long as his modified schedule doesn't conflict.
Okay. It was like the community bicycle there for a while. Got a little scary.
Yeah.
Chad there we go. Chad is out in his salmon colored number 1. Got 57 of Jesse Tunney.
Coming off the big win at Anderson last week.
Yep. 22 of Mr. Hughes, I assume?
Yep.
Okay, no changes there. And Johnny Hargraves Jr. in the 31. And, of course, Jeffrey Shackelford, another fellow. He's got 3 in a row, trying for 4 in a row now here tonight.
Yeah, he was the latest to join those 6 drivers that have won the Jake's 150 3 times last year. He did it in thrilling fashion by passing Troy Hughes in the last turn of the last lap.
Yeah.
It was the only lap that he led last year.
Yeah, that was a heck of a fight after. But
the race was good,
too.
Family
tradition. I'll tell you what, Speedrome tradition, some carry on. Legend Cars back on board. Legend Cars, you're up next. Legend Cars, you're up next. Legend Cars, you're up next. Good times to Speedrome, and of course, always good times. One More Lounge, sponsor of our last call, last lap, white flag sponsor. One More Lounge, just a few minutes southwest or southeast of the track there on Southeastern Avenue, 7143 Southeastern Avenue. Huge parking lot for all your little biker activities and the like. And always have a lot of fun activities over there at the One More Lounge. And probably watching the Speedrome right now on big screen TV.
If they tune in all the time over there for our race events.
Well, the man is out on the track right now, so you know there's at least 1 or 2 toasts already in the air. And it takes a lot of work to toast a 40-ouncer.
Got to build up that arm strength.
They do, I'll tell you. One of our newest sponsors on board here. Got a spot there right on the backstretch. In fact, they lucked out on that one there. You figure a couple of these guys got the spots down low. Just about every single shot now we cover other racetracks. We want to have you coverage. And you can be part of that as well, folks. Just give Jackson Mears or Scott and I a call here because Joe's used tire. He used quite a little spot there down there, 1901 North Rural Street. And we welcome on board here the Speedrome family of advertisers. You can go check them out for your used tires, what you need for fast quality service, great prices. 1901 North Rural. Little east side operation.
Yeah, also a sponsor on the Jack Dawsey machine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Stacy Munn's the proprietor over there.
Oh, man, Stacy goes way back.
Yeah. Back to the street stock
That
days.
he does.
Stacy actually a podium finisher in the Kenny's 100.
Coming up soon. Whoa, Dawsey on that run. What did it do? Or not Dawsey.
It was pink.
Sizemore on that one. 17.967 does. That's all he got out of that one. Shackelford's got our best lap, 17.281 for 28 to Shackelford a while back. Brooks still second quick, 17.571. Norman, Loving, Dawsey's fifth quick, 17.707. Ben Tunney, Mark Tunney, Jesse Tunney, Sean Cullen in the 111 they're showing here on this one, not RJ3. Or I got Sean Cullen on the list, though.
Yeah, it's
He was down
RJ.
at 17.8. Okay, Jesse's only up to a 17.8, though. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit. But hot, slick track right now, not doing much good for a lot of these guys. 17.236 that time with a little bit of shaky run there from Shackelford to wrap things up. Jesse just ripped a 17.547 to wrap up his. And let's see, Hughes in the 22 was just loosey-goosey. In fact, Hughes may not have had a transponder. He didn't have a transponder responding on Hughes.
We call that the Austin Tunney move.
I guess so. It's kind of
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yep. Kind of like my first prom date. She holds it close to the chest. It's
Oh, the good old days.
yeah. Speaking of which, our good friend Mike Hadley claims he's threatening once again. He says he's got a car ready for the 3 hour. We'll see what happens. But Hadley Towing is little bro, Mason Hadley, which I hadn't had a chance if Mason made it out here tonight.
No, Mason is up I-69 at
okay.
Anderson tonight.
Gotcha. So no Mason Hadley, but Hadley Towing is on board in spirit. There's one of our sponsors here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Glad to have them with us. Got you covered up there on Raymond Avenue for a lot of your towing services. Take care of you folks out there in Southport and Homecroft as well. Mason Hadley and the folks over at Hadley Towing. Never know what Speedrome we run into when that tow truck shows up. maybe a ton even.
Yeah, you never know. Up next, the Bruce Litton Trailer Sales Legend Cars. Again tonight, the Drake Wood Memorial.
Yep.
Something we started a couple of weeks ago, and tonight we're going to put the conclusion to.
And amazing, some of our travelers actually making back up for it. Our guys from down south there.
Yeah, very cool to see them back.
Jagger and Parker and I
know a couple from Tennessee that are back up,
yep.
and I think that's who you're talking about, the Parkers.
Yep, and also, I'll wait to see if they make it out here this trip. But yep, good crowd there coming up for that one. And speaking of which, Bruce Litton Trailer Sales, reputation for quality customer service, trust, and exceptional value. Team can match you with the ideal truck or trailer conversion for your needs. Out there on U.S. Highway 136. You can check it out at brucelitton.com. Bruce himself is here in attendance, watching over his grandson, Landon Hoffman, who was like second quick for most of the Legend car practicing. Still finished about fifth quick or so overall in the first session.
Yeah, he did super good last Saturday night up at the Anderson Speedway.
He did. Landon is a new Landon here in 2026. Already got in trouble down in Florida for aggressive driving, which everybody, if you've known Landon, everybody's
it's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
He's about as soft-spoken, nicest kid you ever met.
Yep.
But, he's a race car driver.
Yep. And definitely getting it in his blood there. Grandpa Bruce was pretty slick at these things in the Legend cars himself, as well as a very successful career in drag racing. And now setting up a career in the trailer sales business to get you taken care of.
Again, here tonight, we're going to start with 2B mains for the Legend cars, and that'll transfer 12 or 14 cars in. I'll have to double check on that depending on who showed up from the 8 that locked in already to the A feature. Oh. And they will transfer and advance up to that A main. And tonight's A main, the Drake Wood Memorial, will be 54 laps.
Good turnout for those 30-plus cars already in attendance. Beatbox Beverage, of course, here in our concession stands here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Not too proud of having something called a Fruity Party Punch flavor, but by golly, this is the racetrack we take care of everybody. It's 2026. We don't discriminate. But do thank our good friends over at Beatbox Beverage. Beatbox start line out on the racetrack where we kind of use the gauge to judge the starting line. But boy, when you start with the Beatbox, the party's just getting started. So appreciate the folks at Beatbox. We've got another spinster out there in turn 2. And that's been Garrett Fox there. That's like his second spin since this session started, that 85 machine. Our speedster in this one has been Logan Anderson, once again, in the 1A, 13.651, his best lap so far.
He's been tough all season, Tori, piling up the podium finishes, still looking for his first win of the year, but been in contention almost every single night all year long.
Keep figuring it can't be far away there. And if you want to follow that at home on your smart device, you can follow it on My Race Pass, your official online segue online racing app for everything racing here at the Speedrome and tracks all over the planet. Lineups, timing, scoring, news, points. Also, your audio from our PA through the audio feed at the My Race Pass application. Go check it out, download it, get the deluxe version, and you get all the goodies. Not just some Speedrome, but from tracks all over.
We tried to serve it up underhanded there to you, Tori.
I'll tell you.
Set you right up.
You rescued me just as our good friends at Forklift Rescue will rescue you at your place of business. When it's time for that forklift to get that heister, get that genie up going again, you need to call our good friend Ricky Schaefer, the fire boy, get there to fix that and get it back on the road again. Give him a call for all your inspections, your hydraulic services, and all the other goodies at 317-800-2572. Ricky and his crew out there. He's up to, I think he's up to 3 or 4 trucks. That he has definitely grown that operation up. Again, part of it is good word about a good man. We thank Ricky Schaefer for being on board here with this forklift rescue here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. We can always find you a nice cold Coca-Cola to drink down there. To go with your fresh popcorn. Folks, I'm giving you the whole slew here tonight here. Scott and I over there working on is that box number 2 or box number 3?
Oh, this is 1.
Your first? Okay.
Since I was stuck in a tired helper situation down there, I was a little behind.
You're on a diet still, but by the way, Logan Anderson still the fastest cat, 13.648. Jordan Hahn in the 54 of 13.747.
And Jordan Hahn was our fast qualifier for this event.
Yep.
And we'll be starting on the pole this evening.
He gets raced 2 different divisions this weekend, although we got guys racing 2 different divisions in one night here. Got a couple guys doing double duty tonight.
Yeah. You could just take a rock and throw it and hit a division that Nathan Arthur will be racing in.
There you go. Well, actually,
he's running in the minis.
He got
tonight.
the mini. Okay.
Yeah,
And
the legend.
Oh, okay. So I don't think I've seen him come out yet on the.
Yeah, so, you know.
Well, of course, when he gets thirsty, he's going to be ready for a Coke Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, Mellow Yellow, Mr. Pibb, Minute Maid Lemonade, or one of those blue Powerades available at the Speedrome concession stand. So, got you covered. Thank you for good funds of Coca-Cola. They used to be the back page of our programs always was a full splash for Coca-Cola. And always had a lady with a bikini and then a little car we drew in the background just to keep it going.
I got a few of those in my collection at home. Speaking of that, there was a guy in the parking lot this afternoon trying to sell a 1979 pit board.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's 79. We were just about broke that year.
They were still the year. That was the second year of the big newspaper style editions.
It was a struggle, but by the end of the season, we weren't sure what was going to happen for 80. And then, of course, launched with the Save the Speedrome program. The guy trying to shut us down, save the place. Who would have thought?
79 is the year that I would pay good money for the 3-hour to watch. That's the one I want. That's the holy grail of my collection that I want. So anybody out there that's got the 79 3-hour figure 8 race, reach out to me. Can make it worth your while.
It was Kenny.
But it had some of the most lead changes in the history of the race, and it was a year before I started coming here, so I would love to see it.
Well, for me, it was my freshman year off to college in Boston.
You might not have been here for that one. You missed one or so.
I was not here for that one so I literally called up as the closing laps and got a report over the phone.
So you'd like to watch it as well.
Exactly.
See? Okay, see, help us out here. I know we're just a little bit late on that, but, if you've got it, we'd like to see it.
Well, we'd like to put that together someday. But speaking of putting stuff together, if you try to put together the hard metal, the iron work, the steel work, you call our good friends over at Moose Mobile Welding and Fabrication. They're going to transform your metal into art with precision and perfection. Over 35 years of experience, no job too big or small. Give them a call at Moose Mobile, 317-391-1064.
Another hot group of the Legend cars going on here. This is their second and final round of practice. Next time we'll see them on the track will be those B mains, or if you're an A main qualifier, you'll be in that.
Michael Crafton, that's one of our travelers coming around. Fast Cat now in the 9C, 13.630 as the 7 machine goes around. That's another one. That's Alvin Acre, probably one of the new kids on the block coming up from the Speedrome divisions out of the Anderson area. But Michael Crafton, that's one of the fellas that's our buddy from Tennessee out there in the 9Cs with the blue roof, white sides, extra blue and red on the sides as well, red number 9 going down the backstretch. Fast time, 13.630. Fastest lap so far, 13.630. In fact, all our travelers are doing pretty good out there. Sean Parker all our travelers are under the 14-second range where they need to be for sure. Of course, speaking of being second, you never want to be the second bidder. And with Mike Heimel's auction service, always during the on-site auctions, by golly, you want to make sure you're there and ready with your hand raised and ready to go, ready to bid, make it happen. 59 North second from Mike Heimel Auction Service, longtime supporter of the Speedrome Racing and racing all over. Long-time member of the Hoosier Auto Race Fans. And, of course, Ms. Leslie keeping them in line at all times. And they also sponsor of our family section there on the south end. We do remind you once again, no smoking, no vaping, no electronic cigarettes, no alcoholic beverages, no using curse words, and no loose women allowed in the Mike Heimel Auction Service family section down there. Got that sign painted up with our good friends at Sherwin-Williams, official paint partner and provider of the Indianapolis Speedrome. Race team and fans always know for all your home and professional painting projects, you go to our friends at Sherwin-Williams. Ask Sherwin-Williams. Give them a call at sherwin-williams.com. If one fellow knows all about painting, it's going to be our buddy Steve St. John, Hall of Famer. Anymore gone to the graphics, not doing it by hand, but he can still do it if he needs to. And Steve St. John Signs and Designs, official sign company, Indianapolis Speedrome, business storefronts, banners, logo creations, signage, race car lettering, vehicle graphics, and more. Give him a call. Check him out. Steve St. John, 317-784-6436. I got to figure out how to segue that one into Harmon's drain cleaning.
I heard a rumor in the pit area that Harmon may be back in the Troy U's other car tonight.
Interesting.
So, whether that's true or not, well, that'll be your segue.
Well, I do know
Travis Harmon.
I do know he's been busy there getting his extra signage and lettering done on all this fleet of trucks now for the Harmon's drain cleaning squad.
Yeah, and his business is growing by leaps and bounds.
He has been. Unlike Jade Steele, which grows, it's hot on like fire. But anyways, get you covered with hydrojetting, excavation, all the other goodies there from Harmon's Drain Cleaning. Give them a call, 317-914-8631. And after you get done, give them a call. You can pop on across the street here to the Kitley Inn, get yourself a tasty little drink, a little cocktail, post-race, pre-race.
I think that's a special this week.
Pre-race, post-race, or in the race, by golly. We never know what goes across the street. Give them a call. Good eats, good fun, good times over at the Kitley Inn right across the street from the Speedrome. Longtime friend and sponsor of our winner's interview. Last night, it was Mr. Scott Nye doing the duties. Tonight, here we got Mr. Scott King back in action. They're going to put him back to work. Call it quits to his summer vacation.
Yeah, fresh off of vacation.
Yeah, I was going to say, he better brought us oranges or something, Maybe one of those stuffed alligators.
What's the animal that falls asleep out of the trees?
The sloth?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't sleep on the good friends there on a good deal for a good home, and that's our friends at Bennett Realty. Got you covered over there. Official real estate company of the Indianapolis Speedrome. Whatever your dream may be as far as real estate, they can make it come true. Give Erica Dickey or Kelsey Dawsey a call. Or give them a click at BennettHomeRealty.com, BennettHomeRealty.com. And whenever you're going to call Kelsey Dawsey, that means you're also going to have to call our friends over at Hart's Auto Center, sponsors of Jack Dawsey Jr., as well as Jack Dawsey III and all of his racing ventures. Still located over there, 2625 North Sherman Drive, where they've been for so long there at Hart's Auto Center. Good friends of the do-it-yourselfers and mechanics all over Central Indiana area. We thank them for being a part of the game plan here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. I got two left, Scott. I'm on a roll.
You're doing a nice job there. Transitions
are
fantastic.
Transitions. Trying to see if we get any new faces out here on the track. Of course, had the Vanover 9V. Glad to see him back in action. Kind of worried about that operation. They took a couple of hard licks and kicks. But looks like they've got things rolling again for the 9V of Vanover.
Yeah, good to see him back for the first time this year.
It was. I know that seems like he had a couple of bright spots and there's a whole lot of dark ones there for that operation, but hopefully they got things going their way now. But sometimes the season will run hot and cold for you, and racing luck and everything else, but one place that should always run hot and cold just the way you like it, that's going to be your home. You can give a call to our good friends at Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling, family-owned, operated heating air company with over 50 years of total experience. Perfect provides residential commercial services, installations, and repairs for all HVAC makes and models. Give them a call today, 317-864-7274. Our good friends over at A Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling. They can take care of your house and care of your business, but they'll struggle to be able to set you one up in your trailer there. But our good friends over at Millennium Trailers could do so. I bet you money. Sponsors, of course, Dylan Douth. It's racing operation over there, Millennium Trailer. Got you covered at 12345 Southeastern Avenue. Give them a call, 317-862-3000. East side, go to Millennium. If you're on the west side, you go see our good friends Bill at Linton. We'll take care of it that way. But thank you all for being on board. Indianapolis Speedrome. Again, we got the Hoosier Lottery outside turn 3. We got T-shirt Don outside of turn 1. And, of course, in 2026, we got our good friends over at RaySkillmanCars.com, especially the one over there at Ray Skillman Northeast Buick GMC right there on East Washington Street here on the east side of town. Corporate sponsor here at the Speedrome here in 2026.
Thank you, sir. Great job.
Thank you. Becky Hinthorn saying hi there. How you, Miss Becky, and all the good friends there. Mr. Siemens checking in the peanut gallery. Good crowd over here as we go through another session of the Legend Car practicing. Michael Crafton still the fast cat. One of the invaders. Making a long drive up there from Tennessee. Got Grandma and Mama watching over on the Facebook. White flag waves. And nobody touching Crafton. Man, 13.630 for Crafton in the 9C earlier. Logan Anderson's from the first round, 13.648 stands. Xavier King, 13.693. Kevin Brooks, 13.704. Very good times come from a couple of drivers, and 31 in that final session. 31 drivers in that final session. Recording some times. So just about got the whole field, didn't we?
I think we have 34 signed in, so.
Yep, 34 signed in. 25 of the Outlaw figure 8 cars, 20 of the factory front wheel drives, 14 mini Outlaws, 34 of the Legend cars. And speaking of which, factory front wheel drives, you'll be up following the Legend car hot lap session. Factory front wheel drives, you'll be up next. Factory front wheel drives, you'll be up next. Busy night of racing here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. 54 laps for the Legend cars. Drake Wood Memorial continues. A 25-lap oval and a 40-lap figure 8 for the Mini Outlaws. 25-lap on the roundy rounds for the factory front-wheel drives. And, of course, once again, we are back for the Jake's 150 laps on the 8 for the Outlaw figure 8 cars. Glad to have you with us. Fans from all over. And welcome to the Indianapolis Speedrome. Hope you're doing well. Think you may need yourself a hat, a cap, a shirt, something like that, go see T-shirt Don behind the main grandstand. If you're feeling lucky and you don't want to wait for that one chick 3 rows in front of you, by golly, you can go on down to the Hoosier Lottery tent outside of turn 3. Get a couple scratches and see what happens.
So it looks like we've got 3 new cars here tonight that weren't here at the original starting of the Drake Wood Memorial.
Yeah.
That would be Cody Bullock, Garrett Fox, and James Vanover.
Yep.
So we'll be tacking those on to the tail of the B mains. And unfortunately, there's a few guys that weren't able to make it back for this one. That would be Drew Bovell,
Okay.
Levi Hargraves, Chase Penrod,
Huh.
and Doug Cooper. Penrod is the only one I've got some info on. Penrod was in a wreck last Saturday at Anderson. And I think his car is just a little under the weather right now. So,
Lordy.
Yep, but I'm sure we'll see him back here soon down the road. So kind of lost 4 cars and gained 3 back. So kind of almost a wash there. And all 8 of our locked-in cars are here today. So those 8 will start in those 8 spots that they drew last time out, and that means that we will take 6 cars each from the 2B mains. That'll make it a total of 20 in the field, and then we'll take 1 provisional to add on to that, a points provisional.
Okay.
So a lot to play here for the Legends here this evening. And, of course, all that bonus money that was raised for the last first attempt at the Drake Wood race has still stayed intact, so a lot of money up for grabs here for the Legend cars tonight. One of the richest evenings of their history at the Speedrome.
Nobody went dipping into the kitty, so there you go. Don't worry, guys. It's all there.
Yep. Actually ended up with 1 extra sponsor, so we gained 1 here. So that'll be good tonight, and seeing what those guys pick up at the end of the night. A lot of folks through the field should benefit from that.
Nobody turns down extra money.
Heck no.
James Coop checking in. Amber Tilley. Well, Amber can't make it out in person. It's $20 to get in. Come on down.
Lots of great racing tonight.
We had a bit of discussion on my peanut gallery there, checking in with John Fox, who had been raced with us years past, went down to Florida, came back and raced with us a little bit here, but just checked in on the peanut gallery there. Had his boy Shane speaking up earlier, letting us know he was in an accident, motorcycle accident there, non-race related, and he's a bit frazzled. But checking in, letting say he does plan on being back as soon as he gets everything healed up.
Yep,
so good to hear that.
Yep, we're thinking about him. Hope it gets better.
Yep.
That family has been part of the Speedrome for quite a long time.
Now, that's not the same James Fox, or Jim Fox as we call him there, from the 77 winner, but.
No, he's actually on the side of the Fox family that is James Fox II and Garrett Fox and all them.
Yep.
So
that batch of Fox.
Yep.
So just make sure you got the footnote taken care of. Brayton Lester out in the 0-6. The Master growing faster. Ready to have some fun with this. Jaden Steele. I'm still pitching for him to get the Dietz Fire Protection people there on board as a sponsor.
Hopefully he doesn't go for a trifecta here tonight.
I'm telling you what, you got if you're going to do it twice, you got to do 3. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. He's been spectacular. It's actually got him, the first one was just a fire. The second one was a fire and an escape and a backflip. So, I mean, he would have to top that as well.
So we'll see what he's got planned for us this time out. You never know. Jeffrey Wright back out, the 94W. Kyle Downey is our sleeper right now, 5th in points right now coming into tonight.
Yeah.
Just kind of plugging along back there. But for a fellow that, been with us off and on now for 20 years for his own racing career.
Yeah. He's just putting finishes up. So what he's doing, you know. He shows up every night, works hard, tries to run as fast as he can, has a good time, and just puts up the best possible finish he can.
And so he's actually backed his way into a top 5 in points right now.
Yeah, not super far out of second or third if I remember right. So
Zach Hall in the 6-7 on the track, hoping to finally get that car running the way he wants it to go. One of the most popular cars we have on the track, obviously. And Brayton Lasser, of course, got his probably the most amazing Speedrome career in the modern era here. To figure that you can go from being a Speedrome fast kart driver and a Speedrome factory front wheel driver a couple of times in the Outlaws and Stalkers and Bombers and everything else.
Yeah, actually, he was the rookie of the race in the Jake's 150. So, Been through that back in 2020.
And then every now and then he's got to take a break and go run Talladega. Or
Yeah. It's just shown what a person could do in this day of social media to promote yourself and get yourself out there and show your personality and your skills. And it's gotten him to some pretty cool opportunities over the last handful of years.
All the power to him. So his little kid from Greenwood, Indiana, working that pizza man or pizza boy image.
Yep.
All the power to you.
Absolutely. Great to have him back when he's got an off weekend, just to have a little fun.
Let's see. Anybody else checking in the peanut gallery? Damon Sizemore saying, hey, Damon, I've been talking about your folks at Skillman all day long. Come on. Wrong one? Okay. Sorry, Damon. Never mind. I just got the Ixnay. Oh.
Checkered flag coming out for this session.
I never get the memos. Jaden Steele was the fastest out of that group at a 14.991, 14.991. Wow, he's hot.
Times are heating up there
I
for
tell you,
the 13 machine.
Boy's on fire. Oh, wait a minute, not this time. Okay, just kidding.
He is an emoji.
Oh, he is? We got Jaden Steele emoji now?
Flames.
That's true.
That's my low-level emoji status.
Okay.
I don't know how all that fancy emoji stuff's done.
All right. Who was the 99? Missed the 99. Dalton Godby. New kid on the block in the 99. Little draw goes out in the 09. 95 machine of Admire Nathan, third quick. Best lap at a 15.646. And there's Travis Harmon, the Harmon Drain Cleaning Squad there, and this is number 94.
Pretty good batch of front-wheel drives here tonight, over 20 last time we looked. So,
and the Van Valkenburg's back with us. The 13V is going to be one of the newest of the clan.
Interesting.
I lost count of where we are on the count of Van Valkenburg's.
Yeah, I think they're on the 4th or the 5th or one of those.
Well, yeah, that's true. Ezekiel Noe, we'll talk about a fellow who's having a heck of a run here.
Won his very first feature last time out.
And runs second in points right now. Not bad at all.
For a rookie. Yeah.
27, let's see, is going to be Timmy Smith in the 27T, and I didn't get a chance to verify if it's the old Timmy Smith, new Timmy Smith.
It's the Timmy Smith who Jordan Hahn drove his street stocker last night.
Okay.
Former stock rookie of the year, veteran of several classes out here.
All right.
Getting to play out here with James Rogers, part of his family there, so that's kind of why he's went back to the front-wheel drives.
07, and the 93W is one of the Wright boys. Which one of the Wright brothers we got? I lose track.
Yeah, the last time out there, I think they had 3 members of the family racing. So
Jeffrey, and this one is going to be. We got to watch this one.
Is that Michael? Maybe.
Let's find out here. Yep, Michael from Kentucky. I was wondering about that extra angle. Is that like a passport or something? But out there in blue and pink.
He crossed the river.
Well, it was a little dry. Let's see, who else check it? And a lot of fun out there. Of course, we are live worldwide right now on the Facebook, on the YouTube feed, as well as Speedrome.tv. Live, of course, right here on the corner of Brookville Road and Kitley Avenue. Come on down. $20 gets you in for a ticket. $20 gets you in. I just found out I am now an $18 ticket here at Speedrome. Hit the big 6.5 a week or two ago, so
yeah,
I get the senior discount now.
Nice,
$2 off.
Probably using that all over town, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, they're getting tired of me over at Denny's.
Especially when you keep coming up with a new fake ID saying it's your birthday, so you can get that free meal.
I do. Yep. I need a diet plate. I need my free sundae. Okay. Steele, fast cat. That's kind of unexpected. I mean, he's 2/10 better than Travis Harmon, the 94. So that's a pretty good run for Jaden Steele. Well, might have, he's burned up the car so much, it's probably quite a bit lighter.
Lighten up
the load. Take across the scales.
Well, and maybe he's lowering the fuel level for less chance for combustion.
That's true. That was one part of the speculation. Other guys started getting on board. Kind of speculating just, what was the issue was. But he just likes to, like I said, the Batman movie, some people just want to watch the world burn, I guess. And who else is trying to give me a shout out? Steve Arnold, one of the people watching us live worldwide, Speedrome.tv, as well as checking in on the feed. can't check in on the YouTube page. Usually I have something going on there. Basically a choice with my smart devices because I'm not smart enough to get the good ones.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, Tori, that 13V car that I believe you said Van Valkenburg is piloting.
Yeah.
I think that's the car that they had Frankie Wade in when he won the feature that night.
Oh, good point.
Out of the Steel
Secret
Stables.
Weapon. Yeah, Secret Weapon coming up here.
Yeah, Frankie had a few appearances in that when he was taking a break from his senior fast kart duties. So, kind of looks like that car. Not 100% sure, but.
My friend Nisar K checking in on the YouTube page. 31 other folks out there more so. Peeking in on the YouTube freebie feed. Again, appreciate you folks as well. And also keep an eye on the YouTube page as far as the Speedrome goes. Make sure you get that subscription, hit the likes as well. As we've been tossing a bunch of little jewels into that one. Highlights of past events, highlights of past Jake's 150s out there, going back 20-some-odd years on some of the activities. So some of the old drivers from way back when, that sort of thing. As well as things like our Back 9 Golf highlights. And, of course, the World Figure 8 Wednesdays. And other little things, bit of fun and games. Check that out on our YouTube page. And we're always on board, of course, our Facebook feed for things like weather updates and the like. Whenever we have to call it an audible on the season, we do so usually from the Facebook page. Get the maximum bang for our buck there, getting out to you folks out there in the world. Appreciate Nestor K peeking in. She's definitely been the queen of the chat page on the YouTube, that's for sure.
Got a pretty good consecutive streak running and being on the chat page there.
I'll tell you. And other than that, there we go. Get back to the ones I know. James Coop, late birthday. No, thank you, sir. Yep, back on the 27th of May. You can go ahead and send me cash. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's accepted in any month.
I tell you.
Could be your birthday is the 27th of any month.
Which reminds me now, did Mike, I don't recall seeing Mike out there for the hot laps. Remember he had the nasty little crack up.
Who was that?
Mike Coop.
Oh, yeah. He's been concentrating on the touring series points, so it could be not here tonight because of that, or it could be because of, had that figure 8 wreck the last time.
Yep. I know it definitely set him back a bit.
Yeah.
He's not checked in.
He's here in spirit.
There you go. We do have...
Since we rained out the last time, I could bring the stat back up, Tori. We were on a run of 8 consecutive different figure 8 feature winners in the mini Outlaws. So we'll see if that streak extends or gets broken this evening. Of course, they have a 25-lap oval feature and a 40-lap figure 8 tonight. It was supposed to be just the 40-lap figure 8, but when they rained out that event, they moved.
That's true.
Beat this schedule up just a little bit. They were already scheduled to run heat races on the figure 8 and the 40-lap figure 8, so we just replaced the heat races with that oval feature. So give a chance for 2 different drivers to go to victory lane.
I mean, stop to think that means basically half the field of the division now has a figure 8 win.
Yeah,
just about.
It's been pretty awesome and pretty cool because a lot of those folks in that streak of 8, that was their first career figure 8 win. So that's what we're hoping. This division is breeding figure 8 drivers to maybe be a part of this for a long time, or maybe even step up to the big cars. Yeah, we're already seeing it in a couple folks like Mullis is a good example of that, getting into it and running the 8. Phillips and a few of the other guys coming in, maybe from the Legend cars, or maybe just straight out. Joseph Sells, another good example, coming out of left field. Always been a race fan, but never been a driver. Definitely not associated with figure 8 racing like we have here at the Speedrome, or they have at Anderson or Sportsdrome. And getting into that and getting into, because when you get down to it, the heart of figure 8 racing is yes, the demo derby aspect, but it's also, it's a road race. Yes. Left-hand and right-hand turns, you got to set up the car for both, you're ready to go, and then throw in the extra element of that, the chaos factor of that crossover. Yeah, takes a lot of different skills, variety of skills, and a lot of passion to be part of the figure 8 sport, and we appreciate that from anyone at any of the levels of figure 8 racing. And then, of course, folks that do follow this, of course, you still got the roundy rounds, the oval portion of the program. Yeah, and that's something that was from the get-go. The original version of these cars, this was going to be an all-figure 8 division. But then we learned from some of the folks interested in purchasing them 5 years ago that they were kind of oval racers that wanted to learn figure 8 racing. So we kind of kept the aspect of running oval races for them to be more comfortable at it from whatever division they were moving from, and then start getting their feet wet on the figure 8. And that's really worked out, and it's really started to show its course here over the last year and a half or so.
And one of the comments I have heard, they also, because the nature of the cars, they're built right here off the backstretch. They have a Speedrome over there at Polk Brothers, but they're so easy to work on.
Yeah.
Everything is accessible in essence that you need to get to when it is time to make those changes. And they're fairly lightweight, so it's not that problem to maneuver them around like you do with the bigger race cars or like a big old bomb or something like that.
Yeah, and something we've really learned is how tight the community is of the people that own these cars. They help a lot of times each other out. They're very competitive with each other on the track, but they're very helpful, not just sharing parts and things, but working on setup ideas. And a lot of times when we have newer guys rent the track during the week, you'll see a couple of the veterans from this class showing up on their track rental to help them get in the right direction, because they know it's for the benefit of the whole series and the growing of this division.
Johnny Greer making his first appearance of the evening, number 42 machine. Jackson Navarro's number 22. Rayden Eversole returns in the 00. Joe Sells in the Route 66 special, and Steve Vickers. Boy, he's always been the one to drive, one of the original drivers in this division, but still one of the toughest. 49 is Steve Vickers out there on the track. Looks like one more session for the Mini Outlaws, and then we'll go right into Outlaw Figure 8 practice. Final Outlaw Figure 8 practice coming up.
Yeah, and Steve is one of those guys that I was talking about that helps a lot of the folks out. Anytime that I have someone that sort of stops in and says, hey, I'm interested in getting in the division, I like to talk to somebody about, hey, ask some questions. Steve's kind of one of the guys I sort of steer towards, and he's very helpful with that. And we've gained some people because of Steve's help in the class and the series. So, and he doesn't race all the time anymore, just helps everybody out if he can and races when he needs to.
Keep an eye on the 00 of Eversole. Saw all that smoke coming off there approaching to 3. I don't know if he's just locking up a tire, but let's see what happens this time. He's going to get off the gas right there. Okay, we're cool. Yeah, he just a bit tire smoke then.
And he's someone that fits the mold of what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. The reigning factory front-wheel drive champion here at the track, so he's got a lot of oval laps around here, so he feels fairly comfortable there, but he's learning to run the figure 8. And they were even at a point early in the season that they put Jeffrey Shackelford in this car for an event just so he could help the team learn more about the car and about figure 8 racing and try to help Rayden learn that. So Rayden's gaining from that knowledge and getting that experience on the figure 8 course where he's already up to speed on the oval.
Yep. And also, that's one of the issues, being able to make that car comfortable on the 8 so he could be more confident of himself. Because he was rather hesitant on the 8. He was willing to admit it, which I'll give him credit. And a couple folks out there willing to admit that is challenging thought. Us Speedrome regulars, we grew up out here. I mean, we see this on a daily basis. The idea of going out doing it is not that big a deal to us.
Yeah.
But obviously, you coming in cold and not done that sort of thing, not watching it as part of your life, it is rather terrifying concept.
Yeah, and like you're seeing the guy on our screen right now, Jackson Navarro, he started in our junior fast kart division. He went straight from the junior fast karts to these machines here, and he ran almost a full season where he did not even run any laps on the figure 8, just concentrated on the oval.
Well, there was also they wouldn't let him. He wanted to run them.
True, but I mean, that helped him learn these cars so much because he was comfortable with the oval.
Yep.
And then once he got better at that, they turned him loose on the figure 8, and he's now already a figure 8 winner, and he challenges regularly up there in the front. So just great growing in this class from all of its drivers out there.
Yep. The one that still shocked me how well he picked it up was Xavier King. And
was very good on the figure 8 course.
He's very good on the figure 8.
I wish we still had him on the figure 8 course.
It was very exciting to watch out there. And a couple of other guys, of course, we grew up some of these guys, like we see the Rodney Smiths, and that's where I grew up out here at Speedrome. We've been with, Vicker's been with us forever. Of course, we see the Nortons coming out, that sort of thing. But when I saw Xavier King out there, that's when we started hitting the 12, 13 cars. And he's running with them. He's running the crossover. He's running the X and just doing a great job.
It didn't take him long to find victory lane, for sure.
Did not. Fun to watch.
Yeah, even landed him a tryout in an Outlaw figure 8 car, which he put up some pretty good times in. So if you're an Outlaw car owner down there, I'd suggest putting him in if you could.
Yep. Here comes Mulls, Tanner Mulls, of course, one of the newest kids in the division. Another one coming straight out of left field, in essence, there. Had never raced anything. And he's starting his racing career in this mini outlaw car, and already run, of course, oval and eights both. And he started right in with the, of course, he did more, he did a couple start parks on the 8, but nope, he's hanging right in there. Jessica Bush out there, the 51, ran the factory front wheel drives with us for years.
Another one just like Eversol that's got a ton of oval experience here, but still just getting her feet wet in the figure 8, learning each time out. So good stuff there. She's also in the top 10 currently in the front wheel drive standings. So having a great season here all around. So these last few of the mini Outlaws are going to finish up their practice session here for the afternoon. And then we'll turn the track over to the Outlaw figure 8 cars. The Outlaw figure 8 cars will be have one more round of practice, and then they'll go straight into single car time trials. So program moving along very quickly here today for the 26th annual Jake's 150, and along with the 3rd annual Drakewood Memorial for the Legend cars. And these mini Outlaws you're seeing on the screen going to race on the oval and the figure 8. And we'll also see action from the factory front wheel drives here tonight. So a big, busy racing program. Those of you tuning in on the free feed here on Facebook Live and the YouTube channel, we'll go through practice and qualifications before we cut off that free feed. And then if you want to see tonight's racing program, you're going to need to subscribe to Speedrome.tv. Speedrome.tv gives you great value as it's $39.99 for 30 days, and that's a recurring payment every 30 days. During that 30-day period, you get anywhere from 4 to 6 live racing events, plus the archive there on Speedrome.tv, the last 7 or 8 years of every single racing event that we've hosted here on the track, as well as some of our touring series events, plus some select races from the 80s and 90s and beyond back there in the archives. So thousands and thousands of hours of Speedrome racing to check out there on Speedrome.tv, besides all the live racing action that you'll get right here on the stream.
Jackson Var's our fastest cat, by the way, on the roundy rounds right now. He had a 13.245. Smith and the Ford Machine here on track right now. Let's see. There's Krugler. None of these guys really tearing things up. I will say Tanner Mullis is getting the hang of it there, down 13.764.
One of these cars is hitting the chip, though, Tori.
Yeah, 13.693. Just was taking a state lead in the 14-second range.
I can hear one of them on the backstretch. Not hearing as much on the front.
Hey, I think it is Tanner Mullis.
Yeah, it's in that group of 2 cars there, so getting the most out of that motor there.
Yep. It's going to run the same power plant as what you got in the Legend cars.
Yep, as well as the same power plant in the Kenyon Midgets.
Yep.
So it's a pretty successful power plant in a smaller car racing. And that'll do it for oval practice here today. We'll get set up for the figure 8 course and bring the Outlaws back out once again.
Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. Last chance for hot laps, Outlaw figure 8 cars. Be about 30 minutes here worth of practice for this final practice session. Try to get everybody through the order if we can, but Outlaw figure 8 cars. Last chance for practice, and then we'll go straight from practice to the qualifying line. Straight from practice and start qualifying line at 6:05. Remember, once again, you need to be in line quickly because we're going to close the line 8 minutes after the first car hits the track. So keep in mind, Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. To tech, to go qualifying, and you must be in line by 8 minutes after the first car hits the track. Of course, reposition the lights a little bit down there at the south end to aim a different direction to accommodate the right-hand turns down there.
Looking back at our list of Legend cars, it looks like Levi Hargraves has showed. He was one of the cars that we were missing from last time out. So,
was he locked in for one of the top 8?
No.
Okay.
No, he is a B main car, B main number 1 actually.
And that's why you make the big bucks. Now I'm just over here playing on my phone. I just come for the free hot dogs. Speaking of which, got plenty to eat down there, folks. Check it out. Concessions underneath the main grandstand or down the south end, or the Sweet Treat Shack outside turn 4. Got T-shirt Don, got you covered. T-shirts, jackets, caps, hats, all sorts of goodies outside turn 1 behind the main grandstand. And, of course, Hoosier Lottery on board here tonight outside of turn 3. Got a couple of standalones. Stands might open up for drinks and the like should things get hectic later on. Restroom facilities located underneath the main grandstand. Another batch down at the south end behind the bleachers. Okay, are they still saying 111 is Sean Cullen and not?
No, it is R.J. Norton the third. 1,000%.
Okay. Got the 21 of Dylan Douthit. That is going to be the white number 15, white with pink highlights and some black trim. That is going to be the Jeremy Wall number 15. Black number 21. The black number 21 is going to be Doug Riddle, whereas the blue and orange number 21 is going to be Dylan Douthit. 6'9" of R.J. Norton Jr. Now, R.J.'s had his share of filling the years on him. He's that former figure. He goes way back a couple of decades now with the Indianapolis Speedrome. And a very, very exciting racing career that races not just the Speedrome, but being one of the top. Remember the old wedge car racing?
Yeah.
There's a lot of neat pictures of the old wedge car they used to run.
I've got about a dozen videos of him running wedge Outlaws at Salem, Winchester, and
Muncie.
Down in Florida.
And at Muncie.
And at Muncie I have on tape as well. So I've been around a long time.
Those were an interesting time for racing. In fact, we had a couple variations here at the Speedrome that we actually had to rewrite the rule book because basically they weren't that safe when Speedromers did it, mainly because we could not get drivers out quickly and safely.
Yeah.
Should they need to get out of the car. And since we only recently had them wearing drivers, I think we should probably still had a couple strays out there back in those days, still running in their old flip-flops and
T-shirts.
Jeans. Yeah, I think we'd already required fire suits by then, but
or at least the jacket.
Yeah.
At least had to look like you maybe had a driver's uniform on.
Yeah, there are more than a few that kind of little lax on that. Interesting mix for the Dash for Cash. Boy, oh boy. Dennis Sloan on the pole, Daniel Norman, Christopher Gray, and Jeff Swinford battling that out. Heads up the pit area. Heads up the pit area. Heat lineups being distributed out there.
Yep, I've been staring at this 4-car dash all week long, knowing what it's going to be. And looks like an opportunity and a lot of fun for several drivers there in the Dash for Cash.
Norman's going to have the outside position. And Gray and Swinford, it's going to be how nice it's going to be. I mean, it's a
and the
25 to start, 100 to win, but.
Yep, and that's just the perk of being in the top of the points, and that's just giving you that little extra cash here on a race night. So,
and can we point out something else? Jeremy Wall, 17.459, 17459. That's about the fourth or fifth best time we've had all day.
Well, good you brought him up, Tori.
Okay.
When he gave me his entry for the World Figure 8, I started doing some research on him.
Yeah.
He has won the Colorado National Speedway Figure 8 Championship 9 times.
Holy cow.
He has won their track figure 8 season championship 9 times. I was so impressed with that. And he's currently on a streak of 3 in a row there right now. I'm not sure if this travel that he's doing coming here and stuff is affecting his attendance on that or not, but very impressed with those numbers.
Yeah, that's basically, that's like, we talk about a Mike or Wayne or whatever.
Yeah, I would guess that would make him one of the legendary figure 8 drivers in Colorado National Speedway. I would bet it was hard to find somebody with a resume like that at that track. Just knowing the history of figure 8 racing around at different tracks around here. That would be stout anywhere.
And for him, it's definitely an upgrade. That car's actually gradually, I've noticed the Colorado car's coming much closer to what we're used to seeing out here.
Well, remember last year they had the big $10,000 to win figure 8 out there that Austin Tunney won. Yep. Jeremy finished second to Austin. So, I mean, he's no slouch even in these Outlaw figure 8 cars.
Got 12 machine of Mike Riddle. It's going to be the 12 machine done with all the colors there, of course, that he loves so much. And this is going to be a fun one. Race Loving, another one who's very, very fast in the hot laps earlier. It's like second quick in that second session. His number 15. And then, of course, Jacob Robinson in the silver, number 91. Let's see what he's got for us. And this is the other kid that's been lighting them up, Michael Cherry, the 117. Cherry, one of the fastest. So we got a couple of out-of-towners with some of the fastest cars at the track so far today.
And remember, this Jake's 150 is a race that we draw and invert after qualifying tonight, so you never know. You might have one of these guys end up qualifying, 5th, 6th, 7th, or somewhere right in there and end up with a nice starting spot and put them in a good position.
Okay, now here's going to be decision time here. You're Mark Tunney. You know you make sure you got to throw that challenge down early. He kind of laid low during the first practice session. We're going to see what Mark Tunney's got here in this run.
Yeah, Mark always tries to find out where he stands. He's not one of those guys that sort of lays in the weeds in practice. He tries to figure out where he stands and get the best out of his car to know whether he needs to make an adjustment on it, because remember, these guys, they'll have time trials up next, which is just 2 laps single car, and then that's it until the Jake's 150 tonight. So what they learn here right now is very important.
Almost saw Michael Cherry throw it all into the turn 3 wall. Of course, keep in mind, we changed the numbering, the counting system on the turns. That right there, he just went through, in 117, just went through turn number 1. There's number 2 now for the orange 117. Came through this turn 3 right there, and it drifted all the way up to the concrete the previous run. I think he even scared himself a little bit. Off turn 4, sets up, and there's looking right at the number 2 machine of Swinford.
And even though we've only seen Michael Cherry here, this I think his 3rd ever appearance. He's been in the 3-hour twice. A lot of these guys have raced with him in Florida down in the February races, so some of these guys are very familiar with Michael, and he's familiar with them.
And we also, we think he's brand new. He's been doing this like a lot of our, you talk about Jeremy there, 9 years worth of championships. And Cherry had about 15 years worth since we first came across him. He's part of a program there trying to find the next new star there for NASCAR. There's tryouts for that, and of course,
he won some awards, and that got to race at a full season at Hickory in the Super Lates. And he was with us for the very first 2 World Figure 8 Tour races we ever had. He finished 3rd on Friday night and 2nd on Saturday night. Only car on the lead lap with Eddie Van Meter back in 2009. So he knows his chops for sure. And not only is that previously, or it's a Doug Gregg built car, he's parking in Doug Gregg's pit spot over there. So wouldn't be surprised if he was lurking around over there somewhere.
Well, right now we got Mike Riddle did a 17.358, Jeremy Wall 17.459, Mark Tunney 17.581, and that's what got me wondering is indeed Mark Tunney got another 17.2, 17.1 kind of lap for that qualifying coming up.
Well, he's about as good as it gets in qualifying. So if anybody can pull a 10th or 2 out of the trick bag, it's him. But it still shows how these top level of figure 8 drivers are just so close. Even guys from different areas of the country coming to a quote-unquote strange track for them.
Very impressive for the out-of-towners because basically you've got Wall, Loving, and Cherry all in that sweet spot 17.7 or below.
And they're going to have a real good shot at landing a top 10 qualifying spot for sure.
Jesse Tunney in the 57 machine. Of course, going to have Christopher Gray's number 27. Saw him doing some hot laps during this whole afternoon practice session. Johnny Hargraves Jr.'s number 31. Jack Dawson Jr.'s number 20. 22, I assume, is going to be Troy Hughes in the 22 machine, and the 3 of Kevin Brooks. This one 3 in orange, black, and silver. And I'm leaving the name blank on the 22 of Hughes. And he did not have a transponder the first time. So I guess I'm
pretty sure that's Troy. I will double check the entries here, Tori, just to make sure.
Dun, dun, dun. My race pass.
It is listed as Troy Hughes.
It is Troy Hughes. Okay.
And he was here yesterday, so I talked to him a little bit, so I expected him to be here. Didn't know if...
Kurt Gerald's confirming. Saw him in the pit area. It was Troy behind the wheel.
It might have been a deal that first practice he got here late because of maybe sports with the kids and stuff. We seen him last night riding off on the medical carts supporting Maverick Cherry. Because Maverick was driving one of Troy's junior fast carts, so... he was out here last evening.
Riddle still that fast lap, 17.358. Zell's got a little something for him. Let's see, Troy. Third quick, 17.577 for Troy Hughes. So definitely was probably, yeah, maybe right. He maybe didn't have a different driver, or he's just flying under the radar.
Yep.
But right now, he's the third best lap here in this final practice session. Whoa! What did we just see? They did not come down to checkers. I don't know if we just missed contact those two going into turn one.
No, I think both of them had pulled up because they were heading for the backstretch, and it just looked worse than it did.
Catch out of the side of corner of my eye there. And
they got closer than I think they expected to.
Yep. Johnny Hargraves Jr. third quick. What in the world up to here now? 17.505. I think that's about the fastest he's ever gone.
Well, I will say this, Tori. This being his third weekend out, that right there is the first set of new tires he's had all year long.
Okay.
So he's been running on Chad's retreads the first couple of outings. So see what a little tires will do to the young man's figure 8 car. So good to see that. I know they've had all kinds of struggles this year getting a car ready.
Dossie had 17.5 for his best lap. Jesse just pulled a 17.744, his best lap in this final session. And he's actually got a little empty track here to see what he's got going for it.
We'll see if he gets a little bonsai action here before he calls it quits here as the checkered flag is out.
He's on. This should be a good one. Second quick, 17.402. So
Jesse, of course, has won at 3 different tracks so far in Indiana this year in the Outlaw figure 8 car.
Great little run here. Mike Riddle fast, 17.358. Jesse Tunney, 17.402. Jeremy Wall, 17.459. Johnny Hargraves Jr., again, very impressed with that, 17.505. Troy Hughes, 17.577. Mark Tunney, 17.581. Jack Dawsey Jr., 17.593. Kevin Brooks, 17.623. And Race Loving, 17.644. So 0.3 of a second between those top 10.
That's pretty snazzy.
It is.
And like I say, them going straight from practice to qualifying is something we haven't really done this season. Yep. So I'm anxious to see if the heat and the tires will help some of those qualifying laps coming up as well, Tori. Daniel
Norman, the 55, number 5 machine up, Ben Tunney. Of course, can't do a figure 8 race without Ben Tunney. And then we're going to have the number 1 of Chad Sizemore. Now, according to Kurt Gerald, Speedrome.tv, the hotline says a couple guys are kind of laying out and not wanting to wear their tires out. Interesting.
Getting ready for those time trials coming up.
That could be, saving. That's, I guess they didn't want to scrape all the new off.
Yep. And that's their prerogative. They're not required to practice or anything.
No, there is no sandbag rule at Speedrome. I had the laugh. I was listening to one of my buddies, another racetrack where they have, a breakout rule, as they call it.
Yeah.
And if you go like 0.3 faster than your qualifying, you get black flagged. Well, as he says, there are guys out there who just can't qualify worth a darn, but they'll find a little bit of hurry up or to find something, fix something on the car between. But we've been talking about it, but that's my knowledge. I don't think we've ever had a breakout rule here at the Speedrome in any division.
No, and I could see it in certain places for certain things, but in general, I think that's a tough thing to have as part of your racing program.
And that's where a little touch of randomization, whether it be just an invert or whatever you might have, kind of breaks that habit.
In these big events, this is a 150-lap figure 8. The cream is going to rise to the top during that length of a race, so the invert situation is just opportunity for some.
So stand by in the pit area, stand by in the pit area, because we are in the closing stage of this hot lap session. Not seeing anybody else coming out. 21 cars, I guess, taking advantage of this final session.
So and Tori, you talk about some of these folks laying out and not practicing in there, saving their tires. You're seeing Chad Sizemore just creeping around out there during this session. He's wanting to get a little bit of scuff on those tires, but not really too much on them. He may take a quick bonsai lap here before the end, but he didn't want to run that heat cycle all the way through like you would a normal practice session.
No, here's one. Let's see what he's doing this time.
He's just starting a lap right here.
Yeah, he's been running about 23 seconds a lap here lately.
Yep, and he just didn't want to overuse those tires. He's probably going to run this one lap and see where he's at here and call it a practice.
Best lap for Ben Tunney's been 17.790. That's that last one. Oh, Chad just did himself a 17.577 fifth quick.
Yep, head straight for the backstretch. or slowed down quite a bit.
Yep.
Ben's still running a little harder there, but he didn't bonsai it in.
No, Ben's best is still in the 17.7 range.
Chad looks like he's going to try for another heater there as he made a good fast run into turn
I think
number one.
He's now in sync there with Ben's lap. So
white flag is out, so this is going to be the final chance for these guys to get a time on the board.
He backed off a little early.
Yeah, he had the flat line going in there, but he let off the gas maybe a couple, 3 car lengths before the end. And you know what? He was probably afraid to go in too hard and slide the tires.
Okay.
And really hurt them. So he was probably more going for feel, how the car felt right there. So that looks like that's going to do it for practice here, as I see no more cars at the gate. So Outlaw figure 8 cars, head to the tech line, please. Outlaw figure 8 cars, head to the tech line, please. Outlaw figure 8 cars, head to the tech line, please. And as we mentioned earlier, once the first car goes, we'll put the clock up for 8 minutes until we close that qualifying line. So no sandbagging, no hanging back there.
Well, I'll say, we have to beg and get up to the line, but now the time is going to be sweet and dear. Outlaw Figure 8 cars up next. The next event will be Outlaw Figure 8 qualifying. Outlaw Figure qualifying will be staying live on the Facebook feed. We'll be staying live on that here through the qualifying. But after that, go just to the Speedrome.tv. So Facebook and YouTube stays up for a little bit.
We're actually a little ahead of schedule here.
I know.
About 15 minutes. So they may wait a few before we open up that qualifying line. Haven't been given word or anything yet on that. So it looks like the track trucks are going. They may take a break and let the track crew get a few minutes there.
Yeah, they like the rest. They've had about 2 hours straight of out in the sun and chance to get a water break and a potty break, whatever may be needed. Chance for you folks there, grab you something to drink. Looks like quite a line over there at the Hoosier Lottery tent. Steady stream of folks out there visiting our good friends Hoosier Lottery. Of course, regular sponsors of racing, not just Speedrome, but throughout. And glad to have them on board for our Hoosier Lottery victory lane here at the track. But again, track's going to be quiet here for about 10 minutes till we get ready for qualifying. Call the cars to qualifying here in just a few minutes. They'll be going through tech, coming out of the tech line straight to the gate and then onto the track for their one shot at a qualifying run. So it's sort of all for the marbles on that one.
Looking at fast qualifiers throughout the year for the Jakes 150 since we have time trials coming up. R.J. Norton Jr. was the pole sitter for the first Jakes 150 back in 2001. And then it was the big dog, Bobby Douthit, picking up fast time in 2002. Then it was back-to-back father and son, Bruce Tunney, then Mark Tunney the next couple of seasons. And then it was 2005. It was Corey Turner picking up quick time in the Jakes 150. Jack Dawsey Jr. was fastest in 2006. And then in 2007, one of the races I posted this week on our YouTube page, qualifications were rained out that year. So interestingly enough, we just took the rankings from the regular season and had the top-ranked car draw for an invert off of that. So it was an interesting year that year. Then Ben Tunney had his first fast qualifier time for the Jakes 150 in 2008, followed by Mark the following year. And then Dawsey was back on top of the time charts in 2010. Then it started a run of, 12 consecutive years with a Tunney as quick qualifier, 11 of those years being Ben and Mark. Jesse popped in for quick time in 2013. The streak was stopped in 2023 when Jeffrey Shackelford was quickest, and then in 2024, Dalton Connor had quick time in the Jakes 150 event, and then last year, Mark Tunney was back on top in time trials for the Jakes 150. 25 years in the books for the Jakes 150, 26th annual kicking off here tonight.
A lot going on here at Speedrome in 2026. You can check out all the news at speedrome.com. Of course, also check out things like the points battles and the like there, or by following the My Race Pass for your points battle update. In fact, Scott was busy last night just getting those points updated for the fast car division, stock division.
Had a little work to about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, I saw that. Busy, busy, busy.
I think we got this one already.
And let's see.
Might have been changed, though. Might be an update. I would probably take the old out.
sure we had supposed to be seeing Kendall Smith out there. I did not see her number 3 machine out there on the track. She said that was going to work out, so I'm going to talk about that on the Facebook.
Yeah, there's a car that was added on, so let's remove the old and bring in the new here for these factory front-wheel drive lineups.
Bring out the old. All right.
Yep, and we've been handed paper lineups for some of the divisions already so far, but you folks could check those out on the My Race Pass app. As soon as we get those lineups made, before we even print them off, they're instantly put there on the app for you to check out. So drivers in the pits don't have to run up to the lineup board like the old days and check it out. And you fans at home or in the stands can instantly know what the lineups are before they're even printed out for us.
Well, then you always had that one fellow who's being a real you-know-what and peels it off the wall.
Yeah. Well, I used to have that problem with results. A guy win his first race, so he would take it off the wall there, and then the other folks would go up to see where they finished, and it'd be gone. So I understand that because I'm a guy that likes to keep mementos. So I've probably taken a result or two in my day.
Yep. We got a couple lining up for the qualifying ones. Again, Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. You're going to go first to the tech line and then straight out the gate to qualify. Once the first car goes out on the track, you'll have 8 minutes to be in the tech line.
Something else that ends up being notable here from the Jakes 150 is we do a rookie of the race. That would be somebody's first time ever in the Jakes 150. And pretty storied names here on the list. Let me run through those who earned Rookie of the Race. Of course, we didn't hand out a Rookie of the Race in the first one because it was the first race. 2002 saw Bruce Tunney be the Rookie of the Race. Then it was Mark Morello in 2003, Eddie Brickley Jr. in 2004, Corey Turner 2005, Gary Bedell in 2006, Eddie Van Meter in 2007, Austin Tunney in 2008, Rich Fenwick in 2009, Steve Frost Jr. in 2010, R.J. Norton III in 2011, Jeremy Vanderhoof in 2012, Mike Riddle Jr. in 2013, 2014 it was Mike Hadley Jr., 2015 Jeff Armour, 2016 Donnie Murphy II, 2017 John Connor Jr., 2018 Tommy St. John II, 2019 Brad Brooks, 2020 Brayton Laster, 2021 David Noble, 2022 Troy Hughes Jr., 2023 Dana Tunney, 2024 Dalton Connor, and last year it was Kevin Brooks, the top finishing rookie of the Jakes 150.
Okay, so who all from this field so far eligible? You're going to have Race, Michael Cherry.
Yes.
And Jeremy
Wall.
Jeremy will be eligible.
Yep.
Daniel Norman.
Daniel Norman, yes.
Johnny Hargraves Jr. was he? No, he was last year.
Yes, he ran all year last year.
Okay.
I don't have my full results ahead of me, but off the top of my head, those folks definitely rank right up there as eligible for rookie.
Swinford with them in the past.
That might be a questionable one because I think he did though because he ran a full season about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, Robertson would be eligible.
Robertson obviously because he's only got one Outlaw Figure 8 start here, and that was in the 90-minute race. So that's a pretty good crop right there of drivers, and several of those folks were in the top 10 speeds there in that final practice session. So. Two of those rookies that I named actually won the race the year they were the top finishing rookie, and that was 2006 Gary Bedell and 2007 Eddie Van Meter. Eddie actually won the first 2 times he ever raced in the Jakes 150. Of course, he was a veteran driver by then. Just didn't work out to where he was running figure 8 at the time. He was bouncing back and forth between his super late model career and figure 8 racing.
So field already assembling and probably coming to the track here momentarily, a little bit ahead of schedule there. Well, 5:58, actually about right on time now.
Yep.
Stand by. Outlaw figure 8 qualifying. Outlaw figure 8 qualifying. Outlaw figure 8 qualifying. Cars to the tech line, please. Cars to tech. Wait for final word from race control. Get a flagman up in the flag stand. Be ready to go green here momentarily. Maybe a little bit ahead of schedule.
Looks like one of our Trophy Dash drivers is going to be the first one out there. Looks like the 15 of Dennis Sloan, I believe, is the first car in line. Dennis will be on the pole for tonight's Hoosier Lottery Dash for Cash.
Well, we got a moment. Larry Hammonds popped up and was asking about, do we still use the old track tune system? And already one of our Speedrome people that got on board said, no, we do not. If you go to My Race Pass, you get the deluxe version. They have an audio feed that you can actually attach your earbuds to that My Race Pass, the audio feed, and you'll get the PA direct from us. In fact, there's no lag either. That's what's kind of beauty about it. There's no lag between what comes out the microphones here at the Speedrome to your ears on your smart device. And so that's pretty amazing there that they've got the technology on that one working so well. So, no, Larry Hammond's one of our buddies there from out west. Rarely misses a program here with us on the Speedrome.tv and on the Facebook feed, checking in. But just the best way, probably, in fact, the best quality sound you're going to get out of it is that My Race Pass application.
Yeah, and it's cool. While you're listening there in the app, you're also being able to look at lineups and results and qualifying times and all that stuff at the same time while you're listening to us talk right there. So I know we've mentioned a few times that the folks from the Hoosier Lottery are over there in turn number 3, just by that back spectator gate. It's saying that fans could purchase $5 in any Hoosier Lottery products, and you'll get a chance to spin the wheel for prizes back there. So not only can you pick up some Hoosier Lottery products or Hoosier Lottery items with a chance to win, you'll get a chance to also spin the wheel if you spend at least $5 back there in prizes. So make sure you check out the Hoosier Lottery booth over there. Of course, you need to be old enough to play, and play responsibly, please.
Boy, that doesn't go well with Speedromers. Okay. Looks like getting our equipment set up there for the rest of broadcast night. Going to have Mr. Scott Keene back on board tonight.
Yep. Hopefully he's here. They're going to try to hold on to the fast qualifier tonight and get a little interview from our fast qualifier. And then, of course, have the fast qualifier stick their hand in the old bucket and pull out the chip and see what the invert is. Of course, every time Mark set fast time, I always dreaded driving over to his pit area because Papa Bruce was never too happy with me to have the bucket over there with him. So love you, Bruce, but I don't have to go draw with you anymore, so appreciate that.
That's it. We're electing you to go down there with the bucket again.
Looks like they're instructing cars to pull up to the gates, so we're getting closer here to turn them loose and start the qualifying process. Again, they get 2 laps here on the figure 8 course. They're going to get green right out of the gate and then white and checkered. Of course, your fastest overall lap of the 2 will count as your qualification time. Then we'll rank everybody from fastest to slowest, and that fast qualifier will draw that inversion for tonight's starting lineup.
And always one of the footnote rules that we had to create, I believe we had to create it for Charlie Reed, of all people. It might have even been Bruce.
Or Danny Turner.
If you may remember, it became standard for a little bit. Guys would go from the gate. Of course, we waited to go qualifying. They started getting the habit of they'd lag back about 10, 15 feet away from the gate. We'd give them it's okay to go qualifying. They would hit the gas and immediately come out, go to the left side or this side of the marker tire, go straight to the start finish line and start the lap. Well, we had to stop that.
Yes.
And actually bring them around and bring them to sloop around. So actually make a slight right-hand turn and then go around that marker there to start the lap out of the appropriate approach.
Because you're actually cutting the course if you do that.
Well, technically you hadn't started yet, though.
Well, but
you're getting an advantage on the start.
The thing I always argued against my drivers ever trying that was that was always a dirty part of the infield there, and I thought it was really weird to drive across that and then come down here to the point where you need to stand on the brakes and make the corner, and having all that debris on your tires, all that sand and dirt, would hinder you. So I always liked the other way anyways, but that's why 9 times out of 10, that second lap is going to be faster from the cars because they're not going to be going from that dead stop.
Yep.
And they're going to build up momentum from that first lap. But that was always fun watching that. And then the guys tried to start doing it at the start of the race. Remember that?
Yep.
Where they would try to turn left at the center marker.
Oh, God,
tire.
yes. Charlie, well, that was, and then, of course, Charlie Reed was known for going swinging all the way around until Bill Tunney Jr. one time Gave him that little slight right-hand turn.
Said no, thank you.
Yeah, said not this time. Dennis Sloan, first out on the track, number 15 machine, longtime veteran of the Speedrome Wars, and a fan who's been with us as well for quite some time.
Dennis currently in the top 10 in the championship point standings.
First lap, just to warm up there, getting a hang of things, of course. Dennis' main plan here is get out there, gets a chance to get on the track, get his laps in. 19.398, 19.398.
Currently quick time for Dennis Sloan.
He is.
Of course, we talk about often, Tori, the little inter-team battle between father and son here,
Yep.
whether it be qualifying or in the race. So each one likes to one-up the other.
Dennis is ahead of Anthony in the points so far. This is
Yeah,
Anthony's
not by
son.
much.
Yep.
It's very close.
Anthony Sloan, his son, number 32.
Sloan now, Anthony putting in his about fourth or fifth season here in the big cars.
Again, game plan of these guys there is to have a car that drive up on the trail at the end of the night. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
and also a couple of guys that we don't have to harp on getting into the qualifying line.
Yep.
They're up and ready to go.
Means, of course, the clock has started. The clock has started for the qualifying attempts. The clock has started to be in tech line. Clock has started to be in the tech line. And Dennis has out-qualified Anthony.
Anthony now is going to have to look to best him in the racing event tonight.
Yep.
Of course, Dennis is in the Trophy Dash tonight. Not going to be too far before we see Anthony joining us in the Trophy Dash.
This is a fellow I'm excited to see once again. Daniel Norman, number 55, came on out of nowhere, out of dirt tracks, late model dirt track racing, the week before the 3-hour last year. Really impressed everybody with performance. Chose to sit out the 3-hour, and as you know, has vied for figure 8 wins all over the state already.
Yeah, he's got the chops.
18.179 first lap, 18.179. Not exactly a barn burn, but he's one of my top 10 in speeds there throughout most of the hot lap session earlier. Throws down a little bit, proves to a 17.537, 17.537 for Daniel Norman.
Good lap.
Solid little start, well into that sweet spot, that 17.7 seconds that you got to be at. This is your defending champion in the Speedrome Outlaw Figure 8 Series, of course, is number 1 machine of Chad Sizemore.
Sizemore looking to add this crown jewel to his collection. He already has wins in the spring shootout, the Sonny Thompson Memorial, and the 1-hour figure 8 endurance race.
And Phil's Tunney, too, if I recall. He's going with Phil's Tunney.
Yes, I'd like to pick up a Jake's 150. You can see his dad was the winner of the inaugural event.
There you go, 17.648, 17.648, second quick so far for Chad Sizemore.
Yeah, the best first lap we've seen so far.
Picking it up. Backed off just through, what was that about? 17.461, 17.461. I don't think he had a good line on it that time. You saw him got off the throttle before they even got making it to the crossover and then back on again. He didn't like his approach.
Yep. And qualifications, as we talk about each time we have it, is a fine art.
This is Jeremy Wall for the Leary squad. Trying to pick up a Indiana figure 8 win. Go with all his West Coast and Colorado
making his third appearance of the season. He's the first Colorado figure 8 driver to ever compete at the Indianapolis Speedrome.
17.682, 17.682.
That might be the quickest first lap we've seen so far. Not very close.
And Sizemore tops the charts, 17.461. Wall, 17.445 is fast time now. 17.445 for Jeremy Wall. Good little lap there for Jeremy.
Nice. That's good stuff right there.
Once again, keeping it live on the Facebook for those of you checking it out. As we see Ben Limbach come out in his number 37. One of the fellows grew up right here, not far from the track, watching his dad and family and cousins and everybody else, and his grandpas all out there being a regular part of the squad. And Limbach has got an 18.184, 18.184 for his first lap. And second time a little bit better, 17.640. 17.640, spins it just for style points. He's got Olivia over there watching. He's trying to keep her happy. Gets it gathered back up again. Gets the 37 back into the pit area. Get ready for tonight's 150 lapper. Oh, no, wait. No, he's not part of our Dash for Cash this time. It's going to be Sloan, Norman, Gray, and Swinford. Okay. Speaking of which, Jeff Swinford in the number 2 machine. See what he's got going for us. Definitely a very fired up and motivated racing operation for the Swinford clan that's been following racing in Central Indiana for a decade now, or two now. First lap is going to work, 17.985, 17.985 first lap.
Swinford's had some pretty darn good results so far in 2026.
That opening race there looked like he was going to pull off his upset win.
Yeah, knocking on the door of the top 5 in the points as well.
Almost there was more left in that car than that run showed. It's 17.777 for the time, but I think he's a guy that races better than he qualifies, though, Tori. I think so too. That was the one. I think that was the lap that had more potential. Dylan Douthit, number 21 machine, got himself a couple Speedrome wins to his credit. Carolyn Bass, hope you're feeling better these days, ma'am, as you're checking into the Peanut Gallery, one of our regular viewers.
Bought her 3-hour tickets this week.
There we go. Okay, good to hear then. So she must be feeling better. Douthit, of course, his dad, Bobby Douthit, had more than a share of accolades here at the Speedrome, including championships, 3-hour wins, and the like. 18.210, 18.210 for the first lap. Throw away there. Make sure you get it in. A little bit more. Move up in the field if you can. Something about that approach there coming off of 4.
He tried to do the bonsai deal, but he got a little wide there coming off 4 and had to steer his car back to that flat line.
And he also had to lift it a little bit. 17.553, so it's a respectable time.
Yeah.
But again, one that I'm starting to wonder now if something going on there with turn 4. Because they had a couple of them that seemed like it messed up their approach.
Well, and Dylan's a guy I don't think has done that bonsai move very often, so still learning his craft on that deal. Probably watching some video of the guys that do it really well.
Christopher Gray's number 27.
Still working on it.
Gray takes traditional lap there, groove around the track on the 27 machine, see what he can put in together. Puts together an 18.272. Runs his own little auto repair business and keeps busy running the garage. And picked up a little bit to a 17.903, 17.903. 9 cars so far qualified for the Jakes 150. Mike Riddle Jr. in number 12. Former rookie of the race.
Yep.
Heard your stat there on that one.
Former track champion and another guy that, like Chad, looking to add this to his growing resume. Former winner of the spring shootout and winner of the Wayne Arnold Memorial Race and winner of the National Crown up at Anderson Speedway. I guess there's the one for you. To pick up the National Crown at Anderson, Speedrome 3-hour, and say the one in Sportsdrome. There's one guy.
Kenny?
No. He's racing tonight. Second lap, almost puts it in the fence.
Uh-oh. And it worked out for him, though. 17.402 is the fastest there is.
Ben Tunney.
Ben Tunney pulling that off. Okay.
Yep, Ben Tunney's won the National Crown, the 3-hour, and the Midwestern.
There you go. Here's another fellow that's
won about every figure-8 race you can think of.
Yep. And just about every state that runs figure-8s.
Yeah, the National Crown may be the only figure-8 race that he's never won, of the notable ones.
Yep. Fast times at 17.402, 17.402. Mark trying to make it happen here. First lap, 18.699, very conservative. Puts it on, takes a low approach there, turn 3 tire, lets it drift up about halfway up.
8-time fast qualifier around for the
lines up, lines up, lines up. Here he goes. Pitches it sideways, and it was fast. 16.889, 16.889. He definitely was sneaking around there in forehead, I'll tell you what.
Looking to become a 9-time fast qualifier for the Jakes 150.
16.889 is a sweet lap anytime, especially you figure the heat of the sun worked out well. Making his debut in the Jakes 150, Jacob Robertson, number 91.
Robertson is racing one Outlaw figure 8 race here at the Speedrome, finishing 10th in the spring shootout. Of course, a dominator of the Ford figure 8 on 3-hour weekend.
First lap down a little bit, but we'll see if we can't get it done the second time around.
Of course, driving for Bob Polk, who has his business along the backstretch there, Polk Brothers Auto Care. Good flat line there.
And midfield, though, 17.665, 17.665, 8 out of 12.
Still a pretty snazzy lap there for someone still getting the hang of the Outlaw figure 8 cars.
Doug Riddle on the track in the number 21 machine.
Speaking of someone who's won the National Crown figure 8 at Anderson Speedway, and that's Doug Riddle. Also a winner here at the Speedrome in the King Kenny Old School Classic figure 8.
Yep. First one is an 18.303, but almost kills the car there going into turn 1.
He kind of went for the bonsai lap on the first one, and I think that's going to hurt his takeoff for lap number 2.
Yeah, he lost a lot of momentum.
But interesting strategy there from Doug Riddle.
And locks him up way early, though. I think he's trying to save that point. 18.929, actually slower the second time.
Yeah, I think the entry of the second lap from the bonsai of the first lap is what cost that time.
And just messed his whole rhythm up after that, trying to recover and over. Challenge there for a fast time. The 28 machine, of course, is Jeffrey Shackelford. Trying to win and be the first to win 4 of these and even do it 4 in a row if he can pull it off here later
he's
tonight.
Won 3 of the last 4. So,
sorry about that.
Yeah, but still looking to become the first ever 4-time winner of the Jakes 150, and obviously this is a huge throwaway lap.
Yep. I think he's just swinging up there, say hi to the missus, soon to be missus.
Yeah. This is that was probably an 18 or 19.
That was actually slower than Sloan. That was a 21.281.
He's putting all the eggs in the basket right here.
Let's see he's going to crack him. Those what's going to be different. It is second quick, 16.964, 16.964. Mark Tunney, fast qualifier. Mark Tunney, fast qualifier with 16.889. Shackford second with 16.964.
So he accomplished what he wanted to by doing that throwaway lap right there.
Here's the other catch. Those two are basically a half second faster than your third quick, Mike Riddle, is 17.402.
Wow. Still some good cars to come.
Yep. R.J. Norton the third. This is old Pooter going at it in the 111 machine. Vehicle came up out of that Swinford Stables. Got a USA Tire sponsorship. Who we got on the other side? That is Auto Ranch. Stack them deep, sell them cheap. 17.795 first lap. Second one, pitched it sideways. Third quick, 17.375. 17.375. And somebody's going down there. Might be dropped a quarter down there.
R.J. Norton, the third, former winner of the Sonny Thompson Memorial Race.
Oh, somebody
Top 5 finisher in the 3-hour figure 8. Are we making change down there, Tori?
I'm not sure what he's got going on. Found something right there on the line. And
I think he took a bite into it to make sure it was real.
I tell you. Picking up the Jack Jenkins Memorial Toolbox supplies.
Yep, building the inventory.
Yep. 15 cars so far qualified. 15 so far qualified.
About 10 or so to go.
Yep. Fast time still going to be Mark Tunney. That's 16.889, 16.889. Somebody's got to carry a bucket to Bruce here in a little bit, unless we got another surprise.
It ain't me, brother.
Unless we got another surprise coming up. Here's a possibility, though. Jesse Tunney in the 57. We're on a really good streak right now for Jesse Tunney in 2026.
Yeah, winner of the Midwestern down at the Speedrome Speedway, and then last Saturday night won the Stars and Stripes 50 at the Anderson Speedway. Of course, he's already won here at the Speedrome in 2026.
First lap, this is a disposable one, was 19090, 19090, low approach on turn 2. Sets it up. perfectly down the middle. Hits right on the mark there on the left-hander. Sweeps it up just a little bit, lines up, aims it, pitches it, and it's third quick at a 17.114, 17.114 for the 57 of Jesse Tunney. Third out of 16. Going to be followed by Bobby Whitaker. Missed him out on the hot lap session. And now he's basically made all of these, right?
He's been in darn near all of them. Nobody has been in every single race. So I think Steve Frost and Ben Tunney are neck and neck at the top there for appearances. And
Frosty, had health reasons, missed out on it the last time out. So, well, no, I think did he make it to the pits if I recall?
He's missed the last two actually. He had made every single one up until then, but
I think we gave him one nod for he made it to the pits, but didn't make it on the track.
Yeah, that was one of those, I believe.
Whitaker gets the first one lap in, 19.034. Second lap coming in. And these are also his first practice laps of the day for Bobby Whitaker. And 18.905 begin his times. Made it into the starting field. 17 cars so far scheduled to start for the Jakes 150. Last call, last call, last call. Cars to the qualifying line, cars to the qualifying line, cars to the qualifying line. Last call. You should be in the qualifying line by now. And this has been Tunney in the number 5 machine for the Polk Brothers squad. Just heard Scott telling you, the only one to win that triple crown of figure 8 racing for the 3 main figure 8 tracks. Speedrome, Speedrome, and Anderson. And Ben now trying to get it in. First one, a stately 18.409, 18.409.
Ben, a 7-time quick qualifier for the Jakes 150.
Takes the approach there. Almost scrubbed off a bit, kept it down low, and not real strong on the gas through the turn. See what it does for him. Third quick, 17.018, 17.018. Third quick. Third out of 18 cars.
Just had another legend car sign in, Tori.
Uh-oh.
Max Olmstead the second.
Oh, my goodness. Coming in cold, too. But I tell you what, he's got a pretty good notebook on this track.
For sure. Next up, a driver who was the first ever 2-time winner of the Jakes 150. He was the first ever 3-time winner of the Jakes 150. And that is the 69 of R.J. Norton Jr.
Got the throttle pedal on one foot and his ARP mail in the other hand. I'll tell you what, here we go. Getting the job done. First one, stately 18.216 there, nice and calm.
He was the very first quick qualifier in the Jakes 150, the inaugural race. His time that day, 18.883.
Wow.
Of course, that was on recaps.
Yep. A little bit better at a 17.375. Fifth quick, 17.375.
Pretty darn good lap there for RJ.
It is 16.889, 16.964, 17.018.
Speaking of drivers that have got a few laps on them around here.
Here we go. Welcome back once again, Jack Dawsey Jr. Now, how many of these Jakes 150s has he actually run?
He's not been in a lot of them. I don't have my full stats in front of me, but I would guess somewhere around 10.
Okay, I didn't think he was in that many. But, yeah, he was there for a couple of the first ones. I remember we did the splash page for the shaking hands and all that.
Yeah.
Dawsey, 16 out of 20 for his first lap at 18.217. Got that Hart's used auto parts sponsorship, of course, on board up there on Sherman Drive. Just over the railroad tracks. Still can make it happen. Dawsey is in 10th quick at a 17.546, 17.546.
Got a handful of cars maybe left to go here. Someone that's made a long journey here.
This is one I'm curious to see how he does. We know he's got the chops, we know he's got the skills, we know he's got time, and we saw earlier, it looks like he's got the car. And this is going to be the 117 of Michael Cherry. Old Greg machine there that I guess apparently almost ran Doug Gregg over a couple of years after Doug got rid of it. Michael Cherry out of Florida, longtime supporter of figure 8 racing at a variety of tracks out there. Had him a couple different racing class careers already, but come back to his roots here in the figure 8 racing. And first lap was an 18.034. Second lap improved a bit, 17.677, 17.677. Right behind him, another fellow, the shot at the fast time here tonight. Speedy little kid on board. This is going to be the 3 machine of Kevin Brooks. Kevin Brooks in the 3 with fluorescent black and white colors on the side.
Yeah, one of the duplicate number combinations that's easy to tell from the other is one car is a dark color, the other car is bright white.
First lap is going to be a 17.963, 17.963 to make sure he gets it in. 22 cars so far qualified. Last call, last call, last call. All cars, you should be in the qualifying line and at the gate by now. Oh, Outlaw Figure 8 cars should be at the gate. Whoa, pitches it in. Sturdy little run, 5th quick at a 17.256, 17.256.
Here comes some more out-of-town talent.
Race Loving. He was in the under the 17.5 second range there in the hot laps early on.
And as you can see, he's going to throw this one away big time the first lap.
Scrubbing everything he can in these tires. Interesting. No, I guess it's a case of either it's all or nothing anyways, regardless of how you play it. So might as well make sure you get yourself set up.
Yeah.
This will be the insurance run. Obviously, this lap will still count no matter how slow it is. It sets him up for the launch. That was a 22.263. That has been the slowest lap so far recorded in qualifying.
I would say he's going to improve on this somewhat.
And we saw him doing like 17.5s in the hot lap session early on, 17.6s. So let's see what he's got. Pitches it in. Then 17.441, 17.441, good enough for 8th out of 23.
I think that means there's 2 to go, possibly.
Looking at it, and the number 22 machine of Troy Hughes. And he was one that snuck around on us. Remember, did not have a transponder the first time. You're speculating it might not even been Troy.
Yeah, and Troy has, he led the most laps in last year's Jake's 150. Of course, coming up a turn or so short from the victory, but anxious to add this to his growing resume.
First lap is just a warm-up. 22 machine gets it in a 17.614. Actually, not a bad first lap. 17.614 was 14th out of the 24.
Yeah, he went with the route of not throwing it away. He went for it on the first lap.
And improves that one considerably. 4th quick at a 17.104. 17.104. 4th quick.
As you can see from these deals, there's more than one way to skin a cat here.
There is. Fellow that missed out on all the hot laps, the 87 machine of Matt Smith, the mayor of Throttleville, as they say. And you can hear from the miss, they probably missed out on some qualifying and some engine checkups. Boy, that's not a good.
I think that this is his first lap on the track today.
It is. He's not at any of the hot lap sessions. And he's actually technically on the clock, and they put a red flag on him.
No transponder, Tori.
He did not. Good point. He did not set up. He's got to go through the gate and get a transponder. They may even. This may be a kick now if indeed he didn't have one at all.
While we got a chance here, Tori, want to let everyone know that there is a driver's meeting, an Outlaw Figure 8 driver's meeting, Outlaw Figure 8 driver's meeting, Outlaw Figure 8 driver's meeting immediately after qualifying. Outlaw Figure 8 driver's meeting immediately after qualifying.
So it'll be a break in the action before we get going with the Dash for Cash parts. Don't forget that. Dennis Sloan, Daniel Norman, Christopher Gray, Jeff Swinford for the Dash for Cash. Johnny Hargraves Jr.
Yep, he'll be one of the last qualifiers, and we'll see what happens with Matt Smith.
Maybe you want to change to that one figure after the Dash for Cash? At least those 4 can be.
We've got a half an hour.
Oh, okay. I didn't run that far ahead. Wow. Well, big head goes.
Yeah, we're good.
Johnny Hargraves Jr. is going to do a 17.594, 17594. That's about personal best again.
I'd say that's probably his personal qualifying best for
15 out of 25. 15 out of 25. See what the set's going to be for the Matt Smith situation.
Again, Outlaw Figure 8 drivers meeting after qualifying in the tire barn. Outlaw Figure 8 drivers, Outlaw Figure 8 drivers. There will be a drivers meeting in the tire barn immediately after qualifying. And that could be now, depending on Matt Smith's situation. So Outlaw Figure 8 drivers, you can start heading to the tire barn for your drivers meeting. Outlaw Figure 8 drivers, Outlaw Figure 8 drivers. you can start heading to the tire barn for your driver's meeting, please.
Trying to hear if indeed we're going to have an attempt by Matt Smith. Obviously, in case of getting to the track late. And what if he may have to just take a...
Yeah, it's still their responsibility to pick up a transponder.
Be ready to go, yeah.
Yep. Outlaw figure 8 drivers, start heading to the tire barn for your driver's meeting. Outlaw figure 8 drivers, start heading to the tire barn for your driver's meeting, please.
Now, the footnote would be if you need to pick one up and got one that maybe didn't set off the light. That's going to be the deciding factor.
Well, it looks like we're getting set to speak with tonight's fast qualifier and have the draw for the invert. So we'll be sending it down here momentarily to our good friend Scotty Keene.
Well, thank you there, Mr. Scotty Nye and Tori. Back in the saddle tonight. Someone that finds always a way to be up front on these big races. The marksman, Royal Purple. Can't say that. It's been a couple of weeks there, tongue twisted. But congratulations, marksman, finding a way to get that car up our tight line on that run, dialing it in, and just a great night for racing here at the Indianapolis Speedrome.
Yeah, I don't think you could ask for better weather. I mean, we've been getting our butts beat for a while, on this weather, especially Kevin and the Speedrome. So it's awesome to have a night like this, especially on such a prestigious night, the Jake's 150. So, Jake done so much for the track and so much for the figure 8 sport in general. I mean, some of your best figure 8 racers to ever do it got a lot of help from Jake way back in the day. And if my dad and my Uncle Bill didn't get the help from that man, who knows? Me, Ben, Jesse, Austin, my brother, we might not be where we're at. So it's, like I said, this is a very prestigious night, and hopefully the fans keep packing in. We have a good show.
Anything you're going to change on the car come with the sunset or whatnot?
We usually change everything, and there's a few people might laugh, and the crew's back there like, yeah, he ain't lying. We're going to change everything probably. So I don't know. Kind of been disappointed with the way it's been acting. I mean, I know it's hard to say with the lap was able to put down, but that one lap, hero lap, doesn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, I know we're getting ready to draw a damn chip. Hopefully it's not too terrible, but I let the luck roll. I don't want to sandbag. I want to be on the front of everything. So qualifying the race, I want to lead every lap. So hopefully we get a decent start and go flag to flag and win this thing.
Well, here's this bucket here Jackson Mears has got. Let's see what the old Marks pulls out here. There isn't. We got them specially strategically.
All right, Bruce Tunney, I am picked up 2 chips, and I am dropping one of them. Okay, now everybody knows because you know what? I mean, every time I don't do that.
There you go. And the chip is number 5. Number 5. So invert 5 here. Well, let's get back in there. Not bad. 5th is better than last, and let's have a good race. That's 300 times across the crossover. Are you ready to rock and roll tonight?
I'm ready to get it, man. I hope these fans are too. I think it's going to be a wild show.
Are you all ready to have some fun tonight? The O'Reilly Fast Qualifier, Mark Tunney in the 3T. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Many Outlaws, many Outlaws, many Outlaws, many Outlaws. Back up to you upstairs, folks. Let me hear somebody scream. Woo!
Thank you, Scotty Keene, and I want to remind all the Outlaw figure 8 drivers, you should be heading to the tire barn for your driver's meeting. Outlaw figure 8 drivers, you should be heading to the tire barn for your driver's meeting. And, Tori, it's getting to that time where